Here's something you may have missed on the Regular Guy Show.
Seabass has also donned his sleeveless shirt, not to be outdone. Herman, what do you think of that?
He's a fat fudge.
Well, you're fat, too.
I know.
Okay.
I freely admit it.
He looks like a brick made of jelly.
That worked out in 6 weeks, guys.
There he is, the Polish musket. All rape eyes. Seabass in one corner. And in the other corner for Bitch Slap Trivia, Herman from Dunwoody, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the question, gentlemen. In what film did Patrick Swayze play Johnny Castle?
Dirty Dancing.
That's right! Herman! Herman wins. He's winding up.
Winding up.
Would I be afraid if Lou Costello was about to hit me?
All right, here we go. Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh, this thing.
Good morning to you.
Wake up! To the regular guy. Time to wake up. To the regular guy. Stand up. If you're a regular guy. Ow! It's the regular guy. Larry Sage.
You have one of the softest taints in America.
Larry Sage.
It's crazy. He's out of control.
That's why I want him.
Larry. Southside Steve and Big Fat Jim.
The Regular Guys.
Southside Steve say.
Yeah, come on.
Time to wake up. To the regular guy. Time to wake up. To the regular guy. Stand up. If you're a regular guy. Now, it's the regular guy. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Larry, Eric, Southside Steve, and Tim, a regular guy.
ברוך אתה השם אלוקינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגופן.
Thank you, Rabbi. Teton. Come on, let's go. Radio. This is so funny. Look behind you, Eric. Fox 5 is showing over and over again this falling down drunk Gwinnett County commissioner.
Oh, yes.
Did you see that? He's getting hauled away. On the news stations are trying to blame the cops for pulling him over. It's unbelievable. How that guy stays in office beyond this that's going to be interesting to see. He's like stumbling, drunk, right there on the camera.
Well, they caught him in a bad moment. Charles Bannister, Gwinnett County Commission.
Yeah.
Chairman.
I heard some of the spin on it coming in. I think WSB was already... Did they administer the test correctly? It's like, dude, he's throwing up.
He was in a county vehicle.
Yeah. He's driving drunk. This is like the president of the county, right? The Gwinnett County Commissioner.
Yeah, sure. He's the chairman.
He's the big...
Somebody saw him drinking at the bar, and they called cops, said, this guy's going to be out there. He's drunk.
Oh, somebody turned him in.
Yeah, it was a tip.
Yeah. And now, I heard them blaming whoever was the tipper.
I mean, he was driving in the... It's not as if they just went and found him. He was driving in the wrong lane at the time that they found him. So that may have been a good tip.
Now he's in jail with all those illegals that he swore to crack down on. How come you can't control your drinking, dude? God, you got your power of position.
Guy was in the Georgia House of Representatives for 18 years.
I want. It's not enough power.
Ever I want, y'all. I can do it. I'm commissioner. Don't you dare put. You know who I am.
Yeah, you look at the picture. This is not his first binge.
No. All right, more on that later. Let's say Petitong, everybody, because we've got a lot to get to. Larry Wax, Southside Steve Rickman, Senator Von Hessler, and Campbell's Chunky Tim Andrews here on a Tuesday. What? Say that again, announcer?
TRG.
That's right. That's who we are. That's our logo. It's the Tuesday Regular Guys show. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm a little distracted because, he's in the room.
Big Fat Joe?
Yeah.
Well, your buddy.
It's a little awkward.
Your partner.
Yeah, last time I saw Joe, it was behind 4 layers of saran wrap, kissing him on the lips.
But you still feel violated.
Actually, I can't get him off my mind.
Uh-oh.
Well, he has
I got
Healthy
something thinking of you, Larry.
a healthy set of lips. He has healthy lips.
He does have healthy lips.
He's not one of these guys with no lips.
I got excited at a pet store because there was a turtle there.
Reminded you of me.
Yeah. I was hoping maybe later I could get a little mud for my turtle.
Yeah,
if
you know, we're done.
understand
That
what I'm
was
saying.
no, that was that's as far as it goes there, Joe. We're done. We're not an item anymore.
I thought it was a bit.
A little snuggling.
Yeah.
No snuggling.
No snuggling. Although it is tempting.
Why don't we just get naked and jump on this pizza?
All right, there's an idea.
See what happens.
First caller of the show today at 888-9-REGULAR gets a fabulous prize. Let me tell you what that is. UFC 100 on DVD. And, so you'll get that. 888-9-REGULAR, 9-REGULAR, 973-4852. If you have some punditry, something on your mind, something to say, something of value to the community, because this is a community service. The FCC, it says right there, Federal Community Commission.
We are here to serve.
They tell us how to serve you, and we do so with pride and gusto. All right, let's go to Mixmaster Mark. Big night at the ballpark. Here's a Braves update.
The Regular Guys Braves Update with Mixmaster Mark.
Wow. 42,200 and something or other for a Monday night.
I tell you, that lived up to the hype. Strasburg was a little shaky at first, but just mowed him down after that.
Over
And,
9,000 ticket sales, walk up alone.
Yeah, it was pandemonium there. Strasburg-ammonium.
It's here that since they announced that he was pitching, Braves sold 21,000 tickets in like a week.
Yeah.
That was great. I mean, it had a playoff atmosphere.
Tonight they'll
last
have
night.
9,000 people.
Tonight we'll have topping out at 13,000.
Yeah.
Pick your seat. I know, but last night was great. 42,000 showed up to see the debut of the rookie phenom Steven Strasburg against Tim Hudson at Turner Field last night. And, you got to give a lot of credit to Tim Hudson. He hung in there strong, pitched 7 strong innings.
Yeah, I thought he was much more consistent than
He was.
Strasburg. The Braves, their seasoning allowed them to be patient enough to figure out Strasburg, and it all collapsed in the 7th.
Patience. That's a good word to use. That's what the Braves had with him last night.
The
A lot
Guns
of
N'
patience.
Roses worst song turned out to be the Braves' best virtue last night.
All they needed was a little bit of patience.
Huddy in 7 innings only give up 5 hits and 3 walks. Strasburg, on the other hand, give up 6 hits and 4 runs. And all of our scoring, final score 5-0, and they all came in the 7th inning. And it started out with Chipper Jones, 11 games in a row. He's got a hit, and he was the first to cross home.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. Popped up, center field. Drifting back is Morgan. This is deep enough. Tagging at third is Chipper. Tagging at second is McCann. The throw will go to third. And scoring easily is Chipper Jones. Braves strike first. It's 1-0.
How loud that place was in the 7th inning, waiting that long to score, and it was great. And so in the 7th inning, added 4 more to it.
Delivers the 1-1 pitch. Line to right field. Backing up is Bernardina. Tagging at third is Blanco. The throw is a good one, but cut off by Dunn. Give the sacrifice fly to Prado. Give him an RBI and give the Braves a 5-0 lead.
And that would be the final score, 5-0 Braves over the Nationals. With that, the
Huge.
Mets and the Phillies both lose last night. Braves a game and a half up in the NL East right now.
Braves play like that's what championship teams do. That's what playoff teams do. They rise to the challenge and they figure out how to beat the phenoms. They swat them down. They've done the best so far.
Someone made a good point last night and said, you know what? Jason Hayward is such a saint. He set out the game so everyone could focus on Strasburg last night.
Yeah, I was hoping to see him. That was the only thing that marred the evening, not getting to see Jason Hayward face Steven Strasburg, because they're both going to be Rookie of the Year candidates.
Well, after the game last night, the Braves held a press conference and announced that they're putting Jay Hay Kid on the 15-day DL. He's got a deep bruise on his left thumb, so they're going to have to put it in a cast. So they're saying they started the date to the 27th, but he should be back after the All-Star break.
Yeah, they'll do fine. They have the supporting team to do it.
And they called Matt Diaz back up from Gwinnett County, so Matt Diaz back up in the lineup. And then also to add some more excitement, tomorrow night, Jair Jurgen's getting the start. So then the speculation comes, what's going to happen to the bullpen? They haven't made the announcements yet.
All right, this is all to the good. Last year at this time, God, they didn't have it so good. And they were with Clear Channel to boot. Ugh.
Yeah. I found this little piece of audio. This is from over the weekend. We were talking about how I got booed.
Yeah, Friday, Mixmaster Mark.
Saturday's game.
Saturday's game, Mixmaster Mark. They do the 20-second base steal. You got to run. You have 20 seconds to run to the middle of the field, get a base, come back. The kid last night fell on his head.
What's that? Not the
right out of the gate
you've ever seen?
And that prevented him because he was fast. But anyway, Saturday, it was a very close call. And Mixmaster Mark stood his ground when he said, "No, sorry, kid, you didn't win. It's clear on the replay." And everybody booed Mixmaster Mark. They were throwing bottles and cans at his head. And
you're like when you see that Vandersloot walking from the courthouse and everybody's got their hands over him.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what it was like going through the crowds on Saturday.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
It was rough. Do you have the audio finally of that?
Yeah, this is Jim Powell as they came back from commercial break on the radio side, and this is what he had to say about it.
Wow. Go to the fourth inning here. They just had the stolen base challenge on the field here at Turner Field, and apparently FIFA has supplied the judges.
Oh.
Oh. Good luck wherever we work next. Come on, he made it. You got to give him that.
We didn't. Shut up.
Took a face plant on the warning track in the right field corner, and they tell him no. Boo.
Wow, you were not popular with anybody.
But we made up for it last night. The kid took a face plant right outside of the starting gate. And he fell on.
Did you trip him?
That was one of those times where it caught me where I couldn't even finish the game. I was laughing so hard.
Yeah,
and they
great.
even showed, if that wasn't bad enough, they show the replay in slow motion on the big screen.
You made everybody forget my stupid head first slide at the Celebrity Solve. It was the second worst slide ever. This kid, he just came out of the gates. His feet slipped out from under him. He's on his head. And he's like running on his head for about the first 2 seconds, and then it was over.
It was great. But anyway, Braves Nationals do it again tonight. Derek Lowe takes the mound. 7:10 first pitch at Turner Field, and enjoy the Braves MARTA shuttle down there while you can, because it's gone after this season. So,
yes.
But it'll be a good time tonight coming out and support the Bravos, still in first place, and we'll do it again tonight.
All right, right here on Rock 100.5, all the action and all the insults hurled at Mixmaster Mark from Jim Powell.
You'll hear it in stereo.
Yes.
It's gone! Safe! Woo!
8889 regular 9 REGULAR 973-4852. Let's talk to some folks.
Mix it up.
Some folks out there. This is Andy in Sandy Springs, Petitong.
Petitong, guys.
What's going on, Andy?
I found out yesterday that along with the oil spill in the Gulf, the Alaska pipeline ruptured the other day, and, they're having to fix that. Well, it turns out the exact same thing happened back in 79. The Alaska pipeline ruptured, and there was a big spill on an oil rig in the Gulf. And they did the exact same things they're doing today to try to fix it, even though back then none of it worked except for drilling a relief well.
I did not know that the Alaska pipeline has now broken.
Yes.
When did that?
I'm glad I filled up yesterday.
I didn't see that. Honest to God, I haven't seen, and I read several news sources every day.
Well, I know they've had a couple of problems, while this has been going on in Alaska.
I'm sure somewhere along the line they always need repair. It's a big-ass pipeline.
There's a lot of gaskets.
I'm sure the Great Wall of China is being repaired somewhere constantly. Hell, it's thousands of years old. 6,000 to be exact.
But all the techniques that they're using in the Gulf today, like all the things that they've done and screwed up, they did the exact same things with the oil rig that was under 200 feet of water, and none of them worked.
Yeah, I know, but you said
the exact same problem.
You said the only thing that worked was a relief well. They're doing that at the same time. It takes time.
Yeah, but it took 9 months for them to do that back
It's going
then.
to take them longer now.
So why not try these other things while they're doing the relief well? Just
because it's the exact same company that built the rig back in 79 that had the problem.
So what's your theory here? I sense conspiracy here. What's
Why is
your
all
dark
this happening?
theory? Why is all? Yeah.
I don't know. I just saw it on a news article.
I don't know. You're connecting dots that I don't know exist. But thank you for anyway. Listen, you're first caller of the show.
Thank you.
I like the whole, they did it back then as if there's anybody working at these companies that's there now that was there then.
Who's the they? Start using nouns instead of pronouns, people.
Give me a name.
I don't believe it. I don't know what he was getting at. But the oil spill is an accident that was waiting to happen. It did happen. All the stars aligned for it, and now they have to plug it up, and it's
here's a question
beyond their control.
You got an oil well gushing and gushing and gushing into the Gulf. Gas prices don't go up. Texas gets a little bit of rain, and they go up. What's the deal with that?
Wait, say this again?
Gas has been pouring into the Gulf for the last 2 months,
Not
right?
gas, crude.
Crude oil,
right.
and gas prices don't go up, but Texas gets a little rain or a threat of a thunderstorm.
There's a reason for that, actually. The amount of oil coming out of the Gulf is so minuscule it doesn't affect world markets. But I think that the refineries are all in Texas. So to turn oil into gasoline, they're not all in Texas, but a lot of them are. So what you do is you actually mess up the pipeline from becoming oil to getting to your car. So that actually affects. That's my best guess.
There you go.
All right.
That sounds I don't know if it's right, but it sounds
Don't
reasonable.
check it because it sounds so good. Just run with it.
No, it sounds great. I don't
It's
need
probably, it's likely right in the middle of many reasons why the price goes up on a daily basis. Very good. Excellent.
We don't have enough
I learned
refineries
something.
in this country.
I know we don't. I was trying to build one myself.
We should put them in the ocean.
Wouldn't let me. I was trying to drill in my backyard.
They wouldn't let you?
No.
Government.
They. Those people.
Them.
All right, we'll take a pause here. When we return, we will take more of your calls. 888-9-REGULAR-9, REGULAR 973-4852. And tell you what's happening on the show today, including a very special celebrity guest. Oh, it's going to be great. We'll be right back.
TRG.
All right, what happened?
I told her not to wait through the commercials, so she's going to call back in like a minute.
Should have seen. You should have seen Tim.
You've lost
there.
it. It was exciting. Though.
He was jumping around.
I was mad.
No, he was so giddy talking to Sarah Palin.
Okay.
It's like she's saying, "No,
part.
I'll hold."
There she is.
There she is.
Oh, good. Okay.
I think she's up.
No, not yet. Hold on. Any second now. Tim is dancing like a giddy schoolgirl because he got to talk to.
Yes, he is. He's quite excited.
He really likes her. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Regular Guys show, Sarah Palin.
Hey, good morning, guys.
There you are. Petiton. Welcome to town.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to get to be here.
Let me tell people why you're in town, first of all. And it's not for us.
No, doggone it. It's not for you.
Okay,
I'm
I just
here
got
with Pure Ministries, with Zachariah's Way. I'll be speaking tonight at Gwinnett Civic and Cultural Center, and we're going to talk about faith-based community and other aspects of our society who can help make the world a more welcoming place for those with special needs.
This is not a tea party, is it?
Not a tea party. Nope, it's a
Like
ministry.
If I wanted to show up with my Don't Tread on Me shirt, that would be inappropriate, correct?
No, it would not be inappropriate. In fact, I would be tempted to wear one myself, except it's so warm I'm going to have to find something else to wear.
Yeah. It's very humid here. It's not like Alaska whatsoever. But do you spend a lot of time in the South? Out of all the parts of the country, now that you're traveling around, what's the part of the country you spend the most time in?
It's a variety of travels. It's taking us all over the nation in this last year and a half. I'm still home based out of Alaska, but from there, we're traveling all over.
All right, now let me ask you this. There's something going on in Alaska that many people don't know about. Now, this guy is doing a book on you. His name is Joe McGinnis, correct?
Yep.
And he bought the house next door. What is going on
That's
with
the
that?
creepiest thing I've ever heard of in my life.
It is pretty creepy. This author who has written hit pieces over the past year and a half finally moved in next door. He moved from Connecticut or Massachusetts, I think Connecticut. Mm-hmm. He finally moved in next door to us, about 15 feet away. He has been there this summer and says he'll stay there till October, so it doesn't bother us seeing our travels taking us away from our home, unfortunately, because summertime is heaven in Alaska, but it's kind of a convenient thing even to have travels taking us away from the house because, it's kind of creepy to have a guy 15 feet away from my children all summer.
Yeah.
So do you see him going to check the mail and he's checking the mail and you wave at each other? Anything like that?
Oh, well, we built a fence so that we don't have to see him too often. Todd, the very next morning after we saw the guy hanging over his deck and watching me mowing the lawn with my baby on my back, and Todd went over there to meet this new older gentleman who was hanging out on the deck next door watching us, and he introduced himself as Joe McGinnis, and Todd recognized his name because, again, he's kind of known for the hit pieces that he writes and weird stuff that he writes. And then his son had given an interview about his dad moving up to Alaska, and in the interview, the son said, "Yeah, we tried to talk my dad out of this, but he goes with his heart, and his heart is hoping that Todd will move out of the picture so he can move in." And that was a weird thing to say, and of course it didn't sit well with Todd. So immediately the next morning, Todd started building the 14-foot high fence between the two structures.
That is beyond creepy. Now, one thing I noticed, I want to get your take on this, because it's widely noted that you're a very, polarizing personality in politics, and you've come on the scene very strong. You got a lot of critics. Why do you think, and I would think it's most people in the media do not like you. Why do you think that is? What do you think is their motivation?
I think the polarizing aspect of my message is that it's pretty cut and dry. It's either, when it comes to running our country, it comes to either you believe in the Constitution and you want to protect it and the liberties that are America's finest, our men and women in uniform, are willing to fight and die for, or you're not. You're either there on that side of the Constitution, or you're not. And I speak plainly and candidly about my beliefs in the need to protect the Constitution. And obviously a lot of mainstream liberal media types don't like that. It doesn't matter if it's me or somebody else giving that message. They just don't like the message, so they'll do anything and everything they can to invalidate and discredit the messenger.
Well, the academics have always been like this. They think that, the most Americans are boobs, and they need to be led by the right people. And the same thing happened when Reagan came along. The academics never like it when personalities come along and get the rabble going. That's really the way that they look at it, because they feel like that most people in America that don't live on the coast are pretty stupid and need to be led around. That's how they feel, and they don't like it when those people find a hero or a heroine. That's my theory about it. I mean, I don't know if you...
Well, what I find ironic about that is so often they want to shut up that person who has a message that perhaps they disagree with, and yet they claim to fight tooth and nail for tolerance and for freedom of speech, unless it comes from someone whom they prejudicially believe that they will disagree with. Then they want to shut the person up. So that hypocritical nature of where they're coming from, I call them out on that too, and they don't like it. And I do call the media out so often when they lie, when they make things up. And my family and I, obviously, in the last year and a half, have seen a lot of things made up about us, and I'll call them on it, and they don't like it. And it saddens me, though, the state of mainstream journalism today.
Now, although you are a polarizing figure, there's people who are in love with you and adore you, want you to be the next president. Where are you? I know you're not going to announce it. You're not going to announce it here on this show. But
I see 4 hands raised in the studio.
Where are you personally? Yeah. Do you think that's a viable option for your future? Would you do it in 2012? Perhaps. Where are you in thinking about the presidency right now?
I truly am thinking about these midterm elections, how extremely important it is to get the country back on the right track by electing a Congress that will slow down much of what Obama, and hopefully stopping Pelosi and Reid, what they're doing to this country. The midterm elections are crucial, and the nation is at a crossroads here in November. We're going to see us head one direction or the other, depending on who is elected, and that's where my concentration is. And beyond that, I honestly don't know. I've always said that I would never close the door that perhaps would be open there in front of me. But if my candidacy would not be good for the country, not be good for the debate, and not be good for my family, then heck no, I would not even consider it. But at this point, keeping all options open.
Well, Sarah, for me, when I saw you speak the first time at the Republican convention, you blew me away with your words. Also, a third of it, your looks. I'll go ahead and give you that, too. You might be the most attractive politician ever in the history of our country, but what you said blew me away more. And I'm like, this is the message. I wish your running mate would have had as much passion and followed through. We might have a different president right now, but...
FDR was kind of cute.
Well, kind of.
He had,
but
Woodrow Wilson was a looker. Come on.
But Eric's right. If not you, who? Because I'm looking at the time clock, the Obama clock, how many days left in office, and I'm like, who's going to come in?
Yeah, well, I'm going to help find that person, and I will put my heart and soul and all my efforts in making sure that this country is put back on the right track according to the Constitution, and what we need as that tool to put it back on the right track, as I say, are those elected officials who can be put in positions of authority to cast the votes that we need. And if I'm not running, it's not about me, and personally I don't need such a thing, but I certainly want to find the right person and persons to help us put this back on track.
Wouldn't this be a good message? And I don't hear, first of all, the Republican Party is in serious need of repair if we're ever going to hope to survive past November. We are at a crossroads. But let me ask you this. Do you think we're at the end of a dark period or the beginning of a dark period?
No, we have to believe that we are at the end of a dark period and that that dark period can really close its door in November with the midterms. Inherently in the American spirit is optimism, and it's kind of, as Reagan embodied, a sunny optimism where we believe that our best days are yet to come, and we can't lose that, guys. We can't lose that hope that things are going to get better. We're realistic. We know that things can't get better as long as Obama, Pelosi, and Reid continue to put us on a road towards insolvency and towards more socialist programs that will absolutely fail this country. When we consider the road that we're on now, it's tough to be optimistic, but we have to hold on to hope that we're going to find those candidates who will be so passionate about protecting our Constitution and the time-tested truths that built this country that we can gain that optimism and that unity back again, and then we're going to be just fine.
Wait, we need a panel to investigate all this first.
Now we're in agreement here that the media has not been fair with you. But looking at yourself, the candidacy for vice president since then, just looking at your own appearance on the national stage so far, what was your main criticism of yourself mainly with the McCain campaign? If you had your own criticism of it, what was the thing that you guys did wrong?
Oh, I don't like people telling me what I have to say and what I have to do, especially those people who don't know me that well. And remember when I jumped on the national stage, I had gone just in a matter of about 3 days from Wasilla, Alaska, onto an international stage, and was surrounded by, except for Todd and my kids, nobody was around me from kind of my own little world there in Alaska, coming from the governor's office and coming from those things that I was comfortable in the midst of, and just being around people who didn't know me very well and thought that I should look a certain way and speak a certain way.
Did you feel like a toy, kind of a novelty, if you will?
Well, not so much, but I did feel like if only some of these folks who were running the campaign knew me better, they would have known that I would be just fine speaking from the heart and sharing my convictions in terms of what America means to so many of us and how we should be protecting it, versus any kind of scripted, orchestrated portrayal of, I guess, somebody that they wanted. And it's just a few, 95% of the people in the campaign, 95% of the time in the campaign was absolutely amazing and positive and right. But, there are a couple of stinkers anywhere you go, and a couple of those stinkers in the campaign kind of made it rough towards the end.
Yeah. Oh, Senator McCain, would you like to say something?
She did a great job, my friends. I would love to have her be my running mate again.
Sounds just like John.
It was him.
He's great.
That's why. Well, listen, before we let you go, just one idea. I've brought this up at tea parties myself, but I don't have the clout that you do.
You don't think so, huh?
I don't think so.
I think you're cutting yourself short, but all right, go ahead.
And I think if this appeals to you, I'd like you to take this message and run with it and point out that out of all the entitlement programs we talk about, Mrs. Palin, the one that we neglect to our own peril is the entitlement to freedom. What do you think of that idea?
Oh, my gosh. That's profound and it's spot on. And yeah, I think there needs to be a little bit more discussion about that because, man, you're right. We are so
it's in our DNA.
Right. And,
when you
and
think
we're
about
taking
it
for granted, though,
think about
that it is
this.
there and that it will be there.
Let's put it on a scientific level. The people who came to this country were kind of like self-selecting people. We took the people from other countries who had liberty in their DNA.
They didn't want to stay back there and be oppressed.
Yeah. So they came here, and now we have, I think, in our DNA, the entitlement to liberty. We know, we get it. We know it's all, we do it better than anybody else. So let's keep running with that. And the Constitution is everybody talks about being a centrist. What is a centrist? I think the Constitution is the centrist position in the United States today politically.
Well, and the Constitution is the guide that we're supposed to be following, no other, but the guide towards that more perfect union. So when we talk about protecting that freedom and keeping that within our DNA and seeing that made manifest in our laws and our policies, then we have got to thank those volunteers, our men and women in uniform, who put it all on the line for us. And maybe they not being able to articulate why it is that they would choose to defend our freedoms for us, but they being recognized as a source for good in this world and not something to apologize for, as Obama tends to want to do on his apology tour about America in general.
Yeah.
We need to thank these folks every day and not take them for granted.
All right, Mrs. Sarah Palin coming to Atlanta tonight at Gwinnett Arena, 7 o'clock for the Pure Ministry Project with David Reagan and various other Christian
Well,
artists.
we keep being told there's a nationally renowned artist that's going to be there, but they won't let the cat out of the bag.
It's a Christian artist.
It's a secret. You got to go. You got to buy a ticket. You got to go. All right, Mrs. Palin, thank you for being on the show with us.
Thank you, Larry, Eric, and Steve. You guys are great, and you've got a great reputation and
you.
fun to listen to, and I thank you so much for taking the time with me.
I wish I would have had time to ask you what magazines you read. I just couldn't get to it.
Very funny, yeah.
Remember in November. We'll talk to you soon.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye. All right, Mrs. Sarah Palin, that went well. I got to tell you, my ego went up.
Oh, I
When
know
she
that you
moaned-
started to tingle. You tingled over there.
I tingled.
I've known you for a long time. When your forehead goes red like that.
Well, wait a minute. She liked
Parakeet.
my idea a lot. Did
That's
you
what
hear
I'm
the
saying.
reaction?
No, that's what I'm saying. I not only heard her reaction, but I heard your reaction to her reaction. And that's when the forehead started to color.
Yeah, it's glistening, right?
She won me over. She won me over. I'm over here shaking.
Yeah. She's a good person. Good person there.
Yeah.
See, Von Hessler?
Andrews is. I never said she wasn't a good person.
Yeah.
I think she needs to do
I didn't say you did.
a better job with the politics in order to get to the White House.
Yeah.
And I also think, quite frankly, we didn't ask this, but why not become a senator from Alaska for a term or two? Get up there, get some experience that way.
I think she's stuck there.
I mean, I think the problem here is that
She's one
if
of-
people say no to Obama after 4 years, I don't know that they're going to want to go with another rookie, even if it's a different
that is a
ideology.
It could be.
Yeah.
But, I don't, who knows? By the time we get there, if we get there.
Yeah, well, 2012, I think we're supposed to be gone. The planet.
I thought about this recently that she's a winner either way because she's either going to be the next Oprah or the next president. So either way, she's set for life.
Now she's bankrolling these candidates to keep winning. We'll see.
If I could be either, I'd be Oprah. It's an easier gig.
Yeah, and a
You
lot
can
more
eat
money.
whatever you
You
want.
can eat whatever you want.
Yeah, nobody expects you to look good.
Surround yourself with health gurus.
All right, we'll take a pause here. And when we return, this is awesome. This is, when you have a Sarah Palin segment, you'll always want to follow it up with, make the regular guys laugh.
Great.
Two great segments back to back.
I hope she changes the station now.
Sarah Palin and Reds back to back. Mrs. Palin, if you're still listening, please turn it off. Thanks. 888-9-REGULAR, 9REGULAR, 973-4852. If you can make us laugh, you get tickets to WWE SmackDown Tuesday, July 6th at Phillips Arena. All right, 888-9-REGULAR. We'll be right back. All right, if you want to catch up with the regular guys on Facebook and all the doings, there's so many videos going up every day, new little things. Of course, there's the Yid Slid. That's what they're calling the slide. You can see the slide from the celebrity softball game.
I watched it a few times last night on the old laptop sitting in the bed. You're the last vision I had.
Really? Mm-hmm. Did any girl watch that video?
With me? Yes.
And what is their opinion?
They snickered. They said, you know what? It's funny. You can tell he's not taking it too serious. He's just having fun. So they complimented.
Do you think I'm cute or,
Yeah, they thought it was funny. They said, oh, man, that's cool. I said, somebody's got to do that. I said, yeah, he wasn't supposed to slide, and he slid way too early, and he knew when he slid on grass, it wasn't going to be a smooth slide in, that he was going to catch, and it would
But
be
did the
crazy.
girls show a lot of interest in me because I made them laugh, or
No, it was more of a giggle and go, oh, that's funny. He's funny. That's funny.
you think
Funny,
they-
ha-ha.
Funny, ha-ha, not funny. Oh, what an idiot. No, funny, ha-ha.
So that's good. They would sleep with me.
I think, I think you
Okay.
stood a chance.
All right, good.
I really do.
Keep that alive. Keep hope alive.
Keep the knee-high socks on. They thought that was cute. So
yeah, that's why I did it.
it's a little weird for guys to come into bedrooms with knee-highs, but I think you could pull it off.
Well, Roy Barnes, I think sleeps in garters and knee highs. But that's
Okay.
when I have my
Purple lipstick on.
yeah. Anyway, catch up with all that stuff. Regular Guys on Facebook. Just go to regularguys.com. It's easier than ever. We have our new Facebook feed, and it tells you what's going on. I like what Tim Andrews is doing lately. Have you seen this on Regular Guys' Facebook page? He's been digging up old photos of the Regular Guys show.
Oh, yeah,
from way back when. There's a photo up. I forgot this was even taken of us, and Steve and I look like we both weigh 800 pounds. It's astonishing.
Eric looks like he's 18.
Yeah.
I have aged in the last 5 years.
That's got to be
I've lost that cute fat beach boy look I carried around in my 30s.
Yeah, now you look like a 58-year-old community college professor.
I went straight to Hemingway.
I saw my ghost.
I went from Brian Wilson to Hemingway in a heartbeat.
You look like you should be at a Hooters with a video camera bugging Steve every 10 minutes.
So there's this picture of Evander up there with us.
Right. Oh, I remember that.
And it's just coincidental because last night at the Braves game, I even texted Mixmaster Mark. They have the big montage. Let's get ready to rumble. We're going to play. It's Braves country, and they have the road, and it leads to a bunch of Braves looking at you in sexy ways. And let's go. We're going to play some ball. Let's kill them. Let's maul the other team. And they have a celebrity saying, "Let's go Braves. Welcome to Braves country." And then the last one is Evander, and it's like they turn it up at full volume. You hear, "Let's go Braves."
Oh. It's a cooking show.
So I texted Mark. You gotta love Evander. Let's go Braves. No T, no V.
Is that the one where he starts boxing the camera?
Yeah,
there's one where he's like, boo, 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 boo.
After that, we'll go to Zaxby's.
Let's go Braves.
He's got an iPad, and you don't. It's Eric Von Hessler with the News Jog.
Nancy Pelosi, you're fired.
Oh, it covers America. It covers the whole wide world. It's the News Jog.
Hi, Joe.
Bad news for MARTA riders. Faced with a multi-million-dollar budget shortfall, the MARTA board unanimously approved major service cuts that will result in a 10% decline in bus and rail service overall. That's going to be all over the place. And then not only that, the stuff that does get to you now will be a little bit later than before because they're still going to try to pick up other people on these lines that they're cutting. Mm-hmm. And if you got the Braves shuttle, this is the last season for the Braves shuttle.
I never understood why they had that. Why would anybody in their right mind drive their car to the underground, park it there, get on a bus to go to Turner Field across some of the most rugged territory in Atlanta? I just don't see
most people park at Lindbergh or North
Springs.
Yeah,
I
North
shell out $12. I park in the gold lot.
Yeah.
It's
a day out.
Right.
You know what it is? They just see all this crazy traffic coming in, like, this is going to be less hassle. I know a few people do that, too.
It's crazy. Why would anyone do something as foolish and dangerous as go to the underground and take a MARTA bus to
I know it.
Desperado land?
I wouldn't do underground, but I would do Lindbergh.
Why would any city have a baseball field that doesn't have a stop on its mass transit system?
That's a good question.
Let me ask Southside Steve something, because I think you've been here all your life.
All my life.
And we have not.
Right.
So what were the politics at the time that, on one hand, you've got Turner Field, and that's has events at least 100 days a year, but no MARTA. You got the Georgia Dome, where the Falcons maybe play 10 times a year, 11 if they have some success. Nothing but MARTA. I don't get it. What were the politics that said we're not running a MARTA line to Turner Field? It's just crazy.
I don't know. I think the brothers like football better than they do baseball.
Was that it?
Yeah, if you want an honest.
The city council?
Pretty much.
Well, you got to look at the Dome also has Phillips Arena right there, and the other selling point is Centennial Park and Georgia World Congress Center.
I know, but why would they just run a line? Why is it an either or?
But all that wasn't there, though, back when they built the Dome.
You had the Omni down there, and the Georgia World Congress Center has been there forever. So
now
they've
Centennial
they've always wanted that to be the big hub. That's what they wanted.
And what was the politics behind put Turner Field where it is?
They wanted to. I guess that's where they had
Fulton County was.
They had the real estate, and that's where they wanted it to be with Fulton County because they had that stadium, and the stadium actually had all that land that was going to be developed into parking. And they're like, no, let's just level the stadium, put the parking where the stadium was, build the stadium where we were going to put parking, and
Didn't
have
they
it all
ever consider
centralized.
going outside?
No, that was never
perimeter?
brought up.
Well, probably because bringing the Olympics was part of that money, and so it was all going to be centered down there because it was Atlanta.
I thought we were going to keep both stadiums. I'll be honest with you. For a while there, I thought we'd keep both and find ways to use them.
Oh, it'd be cool if they made the team play just jump back and forth between stadiums.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah,
different home stands.
And plus, I think with the Olympics here, they wanted that whole area around the stadium. They wanted that to be like a Wrigley Field, where they wanted mixed-use development. They wanted cool restaurants.
Well, that's always the promise. That's always the promise. You build a baseball stadium, and then you're going to have millionaires buying lofts right next door.
Come on down. We're going to win a ball game together, and we're going to smoke a little crack.
Yeah.
They thought the Olympics would kind of resurge that area.
One of the reasons that Wrigley developed its neighborhood like that is because you could actually see inside the stadium from your home. That was the attraction. Right. That was the appeal, but, I mean, they've blocked out the entire skyline with the 755 Club. Yeah, I mean, that's just a pipe dream. These people are literally smoking pipes when they... I park next to the Fanplex, which the sign is still up for the Fanplex, and I love the catchphrase, the subtitle, Fanplex, your infotainment center.
That's exactly what it is.
That's what's missing in that neighborhood, infotainment.
Is that where
video
old
games.
Buzzwords go to die?
Yeah.
So infotainment was big when Fanplex went up.
Plex and infotainment are in a word graveyard next to Turner Field. They cost taxpayers millions.
I know it's hard to believe that an operation like MARTA has a CEO, but it does, and here she is.
It's sad and it's unfortunate, but right now it has to happen.
How did she become a CEO? It's sad.
That is Beverly Scott. And here's one MARTA rider who says this is going to hurt.
My car, I have car issues now, and I'm kind of like forced to take MARTA. If I can't take MARTA, really, it's going to really hurt my, my financial situation.
Oh, listen, shut the whole thing down. Listen, here's the bottom line. People who need to get somewhere will get there because they're motivated to do so. MARTA simply is this. It's a bunch of people with nothing to do being transported to places they have no business being in. Okay? So let's shut the whole thing down and let things get back to normal. This is ridiculous.
Well, why would they kill the business at Lenox Mall? You know that.
No, you wouldn't. You would get a higher class of customer and you would get less fear. I bet you they lose as many customers as they gain because of the fear of thuggery and gunfire at any moment.
the smash and grabs go down. So
They
therefore,
just
perhaps
have all kinds of menacing people in Lenox Mall.
No, the
stores are top notch. Don't get me wrong, but the menacing. It looks like, geez, what is this? The Arrested Development cover band contest.
Well, when they.
Sorry, LT.
No, I'm gonna tell you right now.
But there's some scary hairdos out there at Lenox Mall.
You know what? I can't respect the.
Every guy I walk by, I think, is a lineman or some sort of cornerback.
Yeah. I can't respect the smash and grab criminal. It's like the criminal minds. I don't respect any criminal minds, but somebody does a plan or whatever. But that is just like the dumbest criminal. I'm gonna smash it and grab it. You can't even.
The easiest, Eric.
I need me a Davabar.
Grab 10 pair of jeans and run. Well, they had a proposal earlier that was going to shut down all the bathrooms at MARTA stations, but thankfully they've kept 9 open.
Oh, good.
So.
Good, because they serve as an air freshener for the rest of society.
But I do love what Phipps did. They went over and took a tour at Lenox. They said, okay, I know how we're going to get rid of this. Everybody, we're going to price all of our stuff twice as much as Lenox Mall just to keep the riffraff out. They didn't have a choice.
Yeah, they have less scary people there. But
it worked.
They have like the people who are scary but successful.
Successful, scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. They leave, they scary, but they get into Bentleys. You're like, okay, I guess that's okay.
It's like Scary Spice. She's successful but scary.
Scary.
To this day.
Elena Kagan is going to face day 2 of being questioned by members of the Senate Judiciary Committee.
what
Lenny
is this?
Kagan's the nominee for the Supreme Court.
You know what, Eric? It's unbelievable to me that the Republican Party has no balls, that they can't stand up to this obese charlatan of the law. She has no clue as to what's going on.
It doesn't affect the courts. They're not going to fight this one. The next one,
Why
they'll
wouldn't
fight.
they fight it? I don't understand.
Because
Why
it doesn't
wouldn't
affect the
they?
balance of
It
the
doesn't
court.
matter.
You
You
get
don't
the
want
same-
people like her on the court, period. She's just not qualified. She obviously hates the Constitution in all her rantings and writings. She's never been outside the halls of academia. She's lived in 3 cities, Cambridge, New York, and Washington, hardly representative of Middle America. She doesn't... I don't. It's just horrible.
She says she's going to be
than
impartial.
She's worse than the Harriet Myers choice. She's worse than, Bork.
I hope I will approach each case with his trademark care and consideration, and striving as conscientiously as he has to render impartial justice.
The he she's talking about is Stevens, the justice she would be taking.
Oh, he was a great one.
Yeah, she needs some trailer time just to see the other side.
Yeah, she's never done anything. She doesn't know anything she hasn't seen outside of a book.
She should be perfect. She's in the pocket of big business. That's why liberals don't like her either.
She's in the pocket of big business.
Absolutely.
Like, how's that
absolutely,
possible?
meaning that's
She's one of
100%.
She's one of those business people.
Bought and sold.
Yeah, she is.
She didn't deal with business. She was never a practicing attorney.
Well, if you take money from business, in a way, that's dealing with business.
Mm-hmm.
It's a deal. They give you money.
She didn't even do that.
You give them rulings. It's a deal.
Where do you get your information, Tim? It doesn't make any
looking
sense.
it up. No, I read it the other day.
AlexJones.com. InfoWars.
He's a super liberal, that Alex Jones. Hang on a minute now.
Like all her writings were left leaning. She's like Trotsky. I don't know, but she's not. I know
don't
the
get your blood
Republicans-
up. She's going to get up there unless
I
they
know
find
she
a
is,
dead
but
person
that's
in her
what
car.
infuriates me. They're all saying, well, it's a done deal, it's just a formality. Then why even discuss it? I mean, have some balls, stand up there on principle and say, this woman is just not qualified. She doesn't know anything. She's no more qualified than a ketchup bottle. I mean,
remember when they nominated a ketchup bottle?
They might as well.
It's good enough for student lunch. It's good enough for the court.
It's unbelievable. They have no balls. That's going to change. Remember in November. How can you forget?
It's easy. It rhymes. It's in my head.
Yeah. You can't forget it, even if you want to.
Try and spell it properly
Now,
when you put
hold
it on
on.
a sign.
Is this Rocktober you're talking about, or is this a different thing?
No,
Just remember November.
September.
Remember in November.
Katie Couric apparently turned down CNN. They wanted her to take over for Larry King.
Oh, come on.
What does this woman have that makes how many? I mean, she went to CBS. They paid her $14 million a year. She went there. They were in the cellar. 3 years later, 4 years later, they're still in the cellar. Why would another company come in and say, "Hey, come on in and
I think it's a step
rescue
down.
this flagging franchise"?
I think they're trying to rescue her.
Well,
they see some value. I mean,
Right.
being on Larry King is not good. Hey, listen, he has decimated his audience. You wanna, and seeing as
he's
how
outlived his audience.
seeing as how you're losing yours, maybe you want to look like you're growing an audience for a change.
Well, she turned them down. She's still negotiating with CBS to keep a job at CBS. Sources say that won't be with the evening news, but at CBS. Because she turned down the Larry King deal, it looks like America's Got Talent judge Piers Morgan is leading to take that seat.
Okay,
I don't know
so
what that means.
it means that he's going to
I know, but I mean,
take his seat.
is he a curious person who wants to know things? Maybe he is.
I don't think it matters. I think the total audience, Katie Couric, if she did both, she could do both CBS News. Her job is not that hard. They just make it seem like she's working
Well,
hard. She's
right.
not doing anything but tending to her makeup and hair. And not even that. She has an army of assistants for that. Katie Couric is just a face. She's just a pretty palatable face to take the feel-good propaganda medicine. And she could easily do the Larry King show because Larry King puts no effort into his program. He has no curiosity except about the color of his suspenders. He books like 18 guests on a show.
Yeah, way too many.
The producers just because they know that Larry is no draw. So
What do you think about that?
Yeah. He's just like a traffic cop of rhetoric.
Every time he goes to break, there's somebody else at the table. There's 5 people at the table. I'm like, what the hell?
There's 5 people at the table. There's 4
Always
people
fun.
at different windows.
Yeah, so
there's an expert on satellite.
between the two shows, Katie Couric would be lucky to scrape together as much as the bottom Fox show.
And how could you not get any ratings to lead in like Elliot Spitzer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's the other one. CNN's hiring Elliot Spitzer,
Yeah.
disgraced former governor of New York.
Unless he's talking about hookers, why would you want to tune into that? I don't understand programming.
Well, they're going to
people.
replace Campbell Brown. That was the last big shakeup, and that didn't work out.
Yeah.
I think Katie's hanging with Clinton right now, too. I saw her at the World Cup with Bill up in the booth. They looked like they were drinking and
I
having
saw
fun.
Mick Jagger up there with
Yeah, he was up there,
Bill
too, with
Clinton,
him.
the world's
Yeah.
longest scarf. There's been a recall from Walmart barbecue chicken
Wait,
pizzas.
hold on a second.
Don't buy
I'm not finished putting together this platform.
Of what?
Who the hell's hammering? Jesus. All right, go ahead. Somebody's hammering.
No one else hears it, Larry.
No.
I heard it.
We're listening.
Bert's down the hall putting up the logo of the Nashville radio station that
Oh,
we're
that's
syndicated
okay.
in his office.
And he's on a ladder.
You know what I should do? Probably is break here. We'll come back. We'll do some Google Proof trivia. And
Yes.
after that, we'll get into other items.
Let me clear my mind with some Google proof trivia.
This Katie Couric anger, man. You got to let it go.
No, it's the hammering. It was just like, stop it. That's inappropriate. 7:30 in the morning at a radio station. What are you, nuts?
Derailed.
Why don't you do it when we're playing music? There's plenty of rock blocks to hammer to. Idiots. All right, we'll come back. 888-9-REGULAR, 9REGULAR, 973-4852. Caller 10 will take a stab at answering 5 unbelievably impossible questions and winning $20,000 in prizes from our friends at Solomon Brothers Fine Jewelers.
TRG. Gathered from the far reaches of his ability to read. It's the News Jog with Eric Von Hessler.
Tell us the reason why.
Former President Bill Clinton says an extreme measure may need to be taken to stop BP's broken oil well from continuing to spew crude into the Gulf of Mexico.
The Navy could probably stop it, but there are all kinds of consequences that would have to be considered. That is, you can't basically put in a huge amount of explosives down there. You could shut that well, but what else would you do?
That's a good point.
So what's his solution?
His solution, he says, keep the Navy. It's not time yet to send in the bombs.
What would the Navy do?
But they would bomb it.
Yeah.
They would drop, I don't know, they would torpedo it.
Where does he get this?
They would kill it.
Have we already covered this? It's like everybody.
Well, he's making the point with what happens next, though. A tsunami. You know, maybe you would actually close the well down.
I thought they're just let the private
Just let it
industry
run out at this
figure
point.
it. Yeah, let
There's
the
none on
private
my
industry.
street. I looked around my cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
Oil free.
Not yet.
I think the relief wells will probably do the trick.
Yeah, they will, but they're not going to be going until.
Do you believe
August.
what all these people are saying about how it's going to be an economic or an environmental disaster for the Southeast and how
Yeah.
all of our plants are going to die? And
Yeah,
No, I don't believe that, but
Yeah, I think so. It's going to have significant impact. Sure, you can't have all this stuff in the water and expect wildlife
well, I
to
mean,
thrive.
if you
choke off.
if you compare the amount of gallons of oil that ultimately will be in the water to the amount of gallons of water in the Gulf of Mexico, it's actually quite insignificant.
Yeah, but that's not how you measure it, because that's just one measure. Sure, strictly speaking.
If it stayed out there,
But
it'd be fine.
the effects, it's the ripple effect it has on the food chain. They're just going to kill all the little plankton and all this stuff in the water, and then where do the big fish eat? Nothing.
They'll move around it. They got
They're
the rest
gonna
of the
leave.
Gulf of Mexico.
They're going to vote with their fins.
I'm out of here.
I mean, it's not an insignificant amount of oil by any measure. It's not an insignificant impact that it's going to have on.
well, some of these
Fish and game.
doomsayers are saying that it's going to destroy.
It's not going to end the
crops.
world. The doomsayers are too extreme, but it's going to have a problem because it's going to go into the tributaries and all the little lakes and streams, and so it does have an effect. Let's not.
Well, I only drink bottled water,
Downplay it.
so it's not going to affect me.
It's not going to affect everybody immediately and in your face ways, but it's going to affect everybody to some degree. Crab meat I just saw, it's like $30 a pound. It's insane. Who's going to? At some point, they're not even stocking because nobody can afford it.
It's bad for guys who do that in the Gulf, but it's great for people who do it like around Maine because they're going to be able to charge more.
What do you mean?
I mean, seafood is going to cost more all the way around. So if you have it It's like a supply and demand.
Yeah.
Obviously, a large part of the supply chain just got taken out. So if you have it, you're going to be able to charge more for it.
Then they get overfished, and it goes up to prices that are just absolutely crazy. And who knows? If it keeps going, the currents could take the oil all over the world. No, of course, it's diluted.
It'll break up by then.
But still, it has its effects.
Would a storm, I know we were talking the other day, would a hurricane get it on shore and get it out of the ocean?
Oil doesn't evaporate.
But washing it up, would it wash up quicker with the waves?
You can clean it out of the water, but if it's still flowing and flowing and flowing, you're going to be behind by several magnitudes, and it's going to take years to clean up.
I guess I was assuming we would stop the flow at some point.
You mean is a cloud going to pick it up and dump it on land?
No, talking about the waves, like if it came in just crash. I mean, the beaches look like hell for a year, but if that gets rid of it out of the ocean, that's good, right?
I don't even know. What is your question? I'm not. By the way,
I actually think it's better. I think it's better that it stays out in the ocean. I think
Not
it's
coming
less
to shore?
If it would just go the other way, I wouldn't give a damn.
it's going to be on somebody's shore.
Somebody's going to get
That's for sure.
That's why I don't buy
the most-
beachfront.
The most likely shore is the shores in the Gulf, and I suggest
that's the prettiest beaches in the world.
They'll be back
40 years.
Just not in our lifetime.
You can live that long.
40 years.
When you think about it, there's really not that many exciting places to go in the United States anymore. I was looking around for like summer vacation where I want to go. Beach? No, that's polluted. California? No, that's broke and overrun with illegals. Arizona, it's too hot. Montana, too cold.
Not Buffalo.
Buffalo, too Buffalo. Too Buffalo. Might as well go. Canada is looking appealing.
We got beaches up here. Lake Erie.
That's right.
We talked about Toronto's nice, man. I've been there too.
Yeah, but that's another country.
And
I'm
their
saying
mall's always closed. You can't go to Toronto.
That's true. Damn it.
Yeah, there's all kinds of protesters there now. I would say, it's surprising. I looked it up, expatriate places, and Mexico has suburbs. And this doesn't get covered, but they have suburbs that you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between it and the suburb of Des Moines.
Right.
They have a lot of expatriate Americans just living in these subdivisions, and it looks just like, Buckhead. You wouldn't know that there's all kinds of drug cartels all around the country.
If you helicopter yourself in and out of your neighborhood, I think you're fine.
Right, you got to drive there.
Driving from the airport might not
Maybe
be so much fun.
But it's like miles of this, like whole swaths of it.
It's like when you go to Alabama and you realize, wow, people really live here in suburbs. It's just like...
yeah. I guess it's just the opposite because...
Firework City.
Because, there's whole parts of our area that are just like, people probably go back to Mexico. No, it's just like Mexico up there. You wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah, it's all meth
Buford
labs
Highway, it's all kinds of shenanigans.
Some parts of Atlanta are like living in Michoacan with the guns and it's beautiful. Garbage everywhere.
They're real police.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. And they don't kidnap you and sell you back to your family. No, they don't do that in America.
Every day, you can afford McDonald's.
You mean you don't have to shoplift from their dumpster?
No. Pan de muerto.
Oh, that's
everything.
I feel
Todos.
I'm inside of a Cheech and Chong.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Todos, man.
I listened to that album, and my 9 years old.
Well, except for Chong didn't have an accent. Hey, man.
Chong and Chong, or Cheech and Cheech. The iPhone 4 is now officially the most successful product in Apple's history. They sold 1.7 million in the first 3 days.
Yeah, if you call successful not being able to make a call, sure. Absolutely.
All you got to do is get the little band.
That's ridiculous. That's a real problem, and they just ignore it. That is a real problem. People are experiencing a real problem, and they have no answer other than it's not happening.
Well, no, you have a little band you can put around it, and it makes it go away. Because it turns out you would think because your hand is covering the antenna, that's what's cutting the signal out, but it's not. It's just the water in your body. It's scrambling the signal.
I don't care what it is. It doesn't happen on any other phone. And why did you have to buy a band? It defeats the whole purpose of the phone. Its design was so praised as trim and compact, and now you got to put a big bulky band on it. It's like putting a horn on a dog to keep it from itching.
This phone is actually
It's a
bulkier.
great dog, except there's a horn on it.
This phone is actually bulkier than my phone. It's actually the design has gone back to being bulkier actually than it was going very sleek and aerodynamic. But
well, how's that helping? Putting a band on it, that's not a good fix.
Maybe they'll sell the i4 claw, and you hold the fan with a claw, and there's no fluid,
like a Bond villain.
Yeah,
It's just the principle. If you want to If you want to buy a product, you want to buy the product. You don't want to have to buy the product and its kludge fixes afterward. You should be able to. This product works out of the box. I shouldn't have to pay extra.
Apple has taught people how to hold their hand over the phone in such a way that you can actually make phone calls.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's like buying a TV and saying, this is going to be a great TV. If you just hold the antenna, stand next to it, so everybody else will enjoy. Take turns.
Well, people don't seem to mind. 1.7 million in 3 days.
DVR didn't stand there, defeating the purpose of the DVR.
And finally for today, Vince Neil. We have a Motley Crue over there to go along with this song. Vince Neil, lead singer of Motley Crue, arrested driving under the influence in Las Vegas. Apparently got behind the wheel.
Oh, that is shocking.
Didn't he kill some woman years ago?
Yes.
I mean, he hasn't learned his lesson at all.
That was in the 80s. Been a long time.
Yeah, I know. But
you mean a member of Motley Crue is not being a good citizen? That's shocking to me. I can't find that.
I'm just saying, after you kill one person, you think that as you're drinking, and that lesson would never go away.
You're not a rocker.
Apparently not. I do not have what it takes to rock that crowd.
It worked for Leif Garrett, but it's not working for Vince, though.
Next thing you know, we'll find out that Tommy Lee has not voted in the last 5 elections.
I think Vince is just upset that Bret Michaels is getting all this press. Everybody thinks they all assume Bret Michaels was the lead singer of Motley Crue, and he needs to get back in the headlines, let people know that he's still effing up too.
It's really sick that they're envious of a guy who's clearly on his last legs. He's going to die before age 50.
Bret Michaels?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing the victory lap right now.
Right. He's going to get the hosting job of American Idol and live. Don't you think?
What?
I don't know. Yeah, he's met with the producers.
He has no personality.
No, he doesn't.
Why would you replace Simon Cowell with him?
I don't know why they would, but they're talking to him about doing it.
I heard he's going to replace Larry King.
Well, that would make sense.
Hey, bro.
Bro.
They should lay down some of your policy, dude. Tell us.
That's my America.
That would work. Not American Idol.
We are out of time. If you want more of this nonsense, go to regularguys.com. Click on the News Jog tab at the top of the page there, and you'll find links to the stories we did. You'll also find links to the stories we didn't do. Plenty more news. No more News Jog. We're done.
I've got a rash with Dr. Mike and Nurse Nancy coming up. They'll be getting on the phone and ready to hear your medical problems.
I never swallow it.
At 888, there she is, my sexy sister. 888-9-REGULAR, 9-REGULAR, 973-4852. And we'll take your calls after these words. Welcome back to the Regular Guy Show. Larry Wax, Southside Steve Rickman, Senator Von Hessler, and Campbell's Chunky Tim Andrews.
Hello, kids. Go to the store. You can get bubblegum and comics.
Oh, that cutie pie is none other than my sexy sister, Nurse Nancy, who's on the telephone right now.
What's going on?
Petitong, sweet cakes.
How are you?
I'm doing well. You sound concerned. Did something happen? Did you hear a rumor?
No, I wanted to know what happened with your weigh-in.
I lost.
Shut up.
Okay. Let me get Dr. Mike on the phone to deliver the news.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen,
embarrassing.
My brother and practitioner of socialized medicine and a top fine surgeon he is. Please welcome Dr. Mike Wax.
Good morning.
Dr. Mike, petite
How
to
are
you.
ya?
Good.
I'm doing great.
Are you going to fess up to Michael, Larry?
I lost the Healthy Trim Body Fat Challenge to Southside Steve.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, Larry,
I cannot
how did you do that?
believe
You let
it.
it down. The family name.
And I had to kiss Big Fat Joe on the lips for 10 seconds.
On the
How was
lips,
that?
no tongue?
We had
Bet you like that.
What, Mike? What are you saying?
I bet you like that. I bet you found something inside yourself that you didn't know about.
He's known about it.
Yeah, he's known now.
Sounds like you speak from familiarity.
Oh, yeah. I was at Widespread Weekend this weekend at Red Rock, so there's a lot of loving going on.
Did you kiss a dude?
No dudes, all girls. But it's still loving, Larry. Still loving. Don't get yourself down.
No, you just seem to have a knowledge about what
He's saying it's still love,
goes
man.
through the mind of somebody who's had a gay experience.
Who's going to knock it if you've had love?
I would
No,
admit,
I was just, there's a lot of free love going around this weekend at Red Rock. And,
I will say this, Dr. Mike. I have I've had Big Fat Joe in my mind ever since.
Can you send me a picture of him?
We have a video of the kiss.
Oh, Larry, I'm so sorry you lost. I can't believe it.
I know.
Steve with his horrible eating habits.
I know.
I know. Isn't it great?
But here's the thing. We're going to have a rematch.
Because he won't let it go.
No, because it wasn't done fairly. It's not accurate. It's not an accurate representation.
I don't think I agree.
We had
It
no
couldn't
starting
have been
point.
done.
Right. We had no starting point from which to base our conclusions.
Dr. Mike, I'm sorry you lost every game in the backyard when these two changed the rules.
Oh, my God, it was horrible.
I
The one
know.
time I won, he threw a ping pong paddle at my face and hit me in the head.
Nothing's changed.
Believe that prattle. All right, let's take some calls here.
Wait till the funeral for these stories. It's much too early.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to outlive them all. I'll be the one talking about them all. I'll tell the real story. Yeah, that's right.
You'll
write history.
I'll show you.
I'll show you. All yous. You bums. All right.
Okay, let Larry calm down.
Okay. Very soothing.
Hi, Nan.
Sister is very soothing.
A lot of people tell me that.
888-9-REGULAR, 9-REGULAR, 973-4852. And you can get some advice from these two. Just like, let's see, we have Ricky in Henry County, Petitong.
Hey, T-Tong. Hey, Dr. Mike, what's the difference between a cyst and a boil?
Do you have a cyst boil?
I think a boil is a non-medical term,
Right.
right?
A boil is a non-medical term for an infected cyst or an infected you can have anything that's infected can be a boil.
Now, should I go to the doctor to get that lanced, or should I just let my mom do it?
Well, is your mom a nurse or something?
Depends what it is. Where's this boil you got?
On the back of my neck behind my ear, and I've been trying to squeeze it, but nothing comes out. It just keeps getting bigger.
Oh.
Even the doctor groaned, and he's seen it all.
I know. Dr. Mike puts in livers.
He puts his
people.
hands inside of people's bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so gross.
That is gross. How do you...
I can't help it.
What's it? What is that, Dr. Mike?
Well, it could be a sebaceous cyst, which could be a non-infected collection of part of a sweat gland, and if it's not removed completely, it'll just come back. That's the problem.
Oh.
If it's infected, and the doctor would just lance it, just to get the infection to go away, and then it could still come back. But
One
you
night
need to.
it broke open and got all over my pillow, and then it came back.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's probably a sebaceous cyst.
Oh.
And you ought to go to a doctor and have that thing removed.
This is more disgusting.
Probably not get a lot of women with that thing on your neck.
What do they use, a scalpel, or they just what?
Yeah, they numb it up, and then they use a scalpel, cut it out, and
They use lasers.
sew it back together.
Sometimes. Do they use lasers ever for that?
No.
Lasers, not too much.
No. How about a water knife? I saw that on MythBusters, a water knife.
Really?
I probably do it myself. I don't know. But
We use a water knife to cut the liver.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Those are so cool. I saw it
So
on.
hot, Mike.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
He's not that hot. He's fat. Okay. I'm. in
Why
shape.
you
I
calling
lost
Michael
10
fat?
pounds. I don't know what you're talking about.
You lost 10
How
pounds.
much did you lose?
15.
15. Okay. So you probably had 15 to lose.
Yeah.
All I know is that caller grossed me out more than the concept of free love at Widespread Weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Widespread to Georgia
Boils
Group.
only
Yeah, I
happen
love
in
that.
the South.
Why can't
Boils.
free... No, I like... Widespread's fine, but why can't free love and hygiene meet up? Seems like wherever you find free love, there's a lack of
impossible.
hygiene, therefore...
You got to come out here, Eric, because in the Colorado there's a lot of clean hippies.
Really?
Oh, come on.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
paradise
There's a lot
he's
of clean
talking about.
and clean, educated, and employed hippies in here in Colorado.
That is such nonsense. Nancy, why aren't you calling this foolishness for what it is? I'm surprised
It's
at
just
you.
foolishness, and everyone knows it. Clean hippies. It's an oxymoron.
All right,
I'm a clean, educated, and employed hippie.
Okay, you're not a whole population.
Right, you're not most. You got lucky. You saved.
That's true. I'm not most, am I?
Yeah.
You're awesome.
You got rescued somehow. 888-9-REGULAR, 973-4852. Dr. Mike is a man on the edge.
Do I want the guy replacing my liver who just got back from a widespread festival?
Thank you.
I want a couple of days between, a little buffer.
Give him at least a week. He'll be fine.
George in Covington, Petitong, welcome to I've Got a Rash with Dr. Mike and Nurse Nancy.
Good morning, guys. My problem is this. I've been a professional drummer for 30-odd years, and I've got some tendonitis that has formed in my shoulder that radiates down to my right hand. And, you know, it doesn't flare up all the time, but when it does, my first two fingers go numb. And I'm taking some glucosamine and some Naproxen and some vitamin D to try to combat that. Short of surgery, is there anything else I can do?
Wow.
I didn't come through that clearly. What is it that's making your hand numb?
His shoulder. His shoulder is bad. He's got a tendonitis, he thinks, in his shoulder, and it makes his fingers numb. And
Dr. Mike had a similar problem.
You know, it might not just be tendonitis. You could have a pinched nerve, which is what I had.
Okay.
And that could be where the nerves come out of your spinal cord. They can get pinched, and that can cause numbness and tingling in your hand.
That's what I would think it is, because, you know, Larry, you know, as a drummer, you guys just throw your body all around. It could easily have happened.
Well, you know, like I said, it doesn't happen often, but it doesn't happen as often as it used to. But it's still, if I play 4 nights a week, on the fourth night, my first two fingers are numb. My thumb and first finger are gone.
Because I have a frozen shoulder, and that's scar tissue that's built up, and it's tightened up the capsule, and you got to stretch it, and barring that, you got to get in there with some kind of water knife and then cut it out. And could he have that, Dr. Mike, like an impingement in his shoulder that's pinching a nerve?
Yeah, well, it might not be if it's just his thumb and his first finger, it might not be in his shoulder. It could be further down his arm, and you're right, it could just be almost like a tennis elbow type thing where you get tendonitis and entrapment. So the treatment for that is rest, which means not playing the drum for a while, and then take the non-steroidals, things like Aleve and Advil, that kind of thing. And,
okay.
What are you going to do for income if you can't be a drummer?
Well, I do other things, but you know, this has been my primary source of income for a while. But
It's a good time to take up guitar.
Well, I'm gonna have to. 44 years old, I'll have to branch out to other realms, which I am doing. But
Or maybe trumpet or something.
Trumpet is a good one, Nancy.
What's wrong with the piano?
I don't think you get many girls with trumpets.
No, you don't.
Is that your goal? Is that to eat or get girls?
Oh, it's to eat, but I can't play trumpet, so.
Oh.
I'll be honest with you, dude. If you can't twirl the stick on the fourth night, 80s style, then I don't even want to see you perform. So you've got to fix this. I'm just meaning it. We all love to watch our drummers twirl a stick.
That's right.
And if you've got a thumb and a finger, they're numb.
It's just, I just can't feel it. You could probably stick a needle through it. I wouldn't be able to feel it. It's just numb.
Well, why don't you have this? Why don't you get a doctor to surgically attach a drumstick to your hand so it doesn't fall out?
Yeah, that's
an idea.
Yeah, that could work except for certain times. So.
I don't know why plastic surgery hasn't branched off into pouches for people. Like, they're always carrying stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you like to have a surgically made...
your own pockets? Human pockets?
Yeah, put a pocket on your left breast for your phone.
Or a real fanny pack.
Yeah. Put a little...
Yeah, I would like a way to hold on to my scotch without it tipping and things.
You would get a flask.
You put a little flask in your hip.
A little cup holder between your boobs.
Well, I think anything's possible in this day and age.
Yeah. Well, good luck to you, George.
I
George.
appreciate it.
Get an MRI, check it out, and follow the proper
You
course of
have
therapy.
your hands removed and just have sticks put in.
Right.
You could hold the iPhone 4.
A strum with the stumps.
Yeah, like Edward's drummer hands. That would be good. Dr. Mike, do they have the technology to do that yet to actually... I know we're being silly, but do they have the technology in plastic surgery to make like a flask, a pouch for your carry-ons?
Hey, I'm sure they could figure it out. They have now these implantable things that you can put in and then screw different types of piercings into.
Yeah. Really?
Oh, really? So you put your own sort of scaffolding.
You put your own piercing into the nut.
So
That
it's
are
like
implantable under your skin. So, yeah, I think they could probably figure it out.
Oh, it's kind of like a cork board for your... It's amazing.
Yeah, you have a stud finder for your body, and you know where to put the earring.
Isn't that called a Prince Albert?
No, that's something else.
Oh.
No, the answer. You know the answer to the question, so don't even ask it.
Oh, okay.
Pervert. All right, 888-9-REGULAR, 9 REGULAR. This is Billy in Atlanta.
Hey guys, my problem is a little embarrassing. I have uncontrollable gas, and I've tried Beano, I've tried Gas X, and I'm getting married in a few weeks. And,
What do you mean by hold on a second? When you say uncontrollable,
can't control it.
For instance, let's take this into another realm. Let's take it out
all
of gas.
the time, like right.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. This is your chance to listen. Okay. If let's say we're talking about waste, and you said I have an uncontrollable urine stream, one would see a lot of moisture. No, so when we're talking about gas, what do you mean by uncontrollable?
I mean, like I'm pooting all the time. I can't control it. I can't stop. It's embarrassing. It's at work. People laugh at me, and my fiance is tripping because she's thinking I'm going to be pooting during the ceremony. It's very stressful.
I can't believe she's still with you.
Yeah, I can't believe it either.
Oh,
you guys
would have
live
left
together?
him. Are you saying you would have left him, Nancy?
Look at that.
Perhaps.
Well, that's why I'm worried. That's why I'm calling.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Uncontrollable gas. I mean,
flagellants.
My first guess would say, improve your butt muscles. You need better Kegel control.
Well, it doesn't go deeper than that. I mean, that's just the last door.
But I mean, still.
Maybe it's just nerves. How long has this been going on for?
I guess just the last few weeks. I mean, it's like I thought it was something I ate for like the first day or so, but after a while, it's just I haven't been eating anything different, and it just started a few weeks ago, and I just don't know what to do.
Yeah, your butt is telling you that you should not marry this girl. I think it's all nerves, it's stress.
I would call off the wedding.
Dr. Mike, could it be that he's swallowing too much air? It's kind of like, when a person swallows air when they're eating, he doesn't have good eating or drinking habits?
Yeah, first of all, there's no such thing as uncontrollable gas, because the same muscle that keeps the gas in is the muscle that keeps the stool in, and so you'd be pooping all over yourself.
Yeah.
So it is controllable. You just got to control it. Now, you may have it so much that you just need to get rid of it. In that case, you either got nerves, or you change your diet, or you've got an infection inside of you that you need to be checked out. So if it's really that bad, I'd go to your doctor. But you just got to squeeze a little harder and wait till you're in the appropriate place, because unless you're wearing a diaper, then I can't believe you have uncontrollable gas.
Dr. Mike, my question for you is this. What can you tell by the odor what is specifically wrong with the person? Whether it's dietary or nerves? No, you can't.
Certainly I can't. Maybe a
proctologist. He's a transplant surgeon.
What's that?
He's a
That's not my
transplant
specialty, so maybe
surgeon.
there could be.
I'm not asking if you can do it. I'm just saying in the medical field.
Don't think so, no.
No.
Nance, can you? As a mother, can you?
Can I tell what Steven's eaten by his gas?
Yeah.
Not Steven or your children.
Oh no, they're far. They don't even smell. They're so cute.
I've had this image of Sarah Palin tuning in right now. What's the show I'm going to be on?
There's one of the cute ones now.
Oh, there's the phone call.
Yes, there it is. All right, Dr. Mike, Nurse Nancy, we have to go. Very exciting news. Mike is a huge fan, and so is Nurse Nancy.
Well, I don't really have feelings for her, but I know you do, Larry. What are you wearing? You look nice
She's
today.
on the phone. I wore a collared shirt. today.
You did. You dressed up for her.
Yeah.
I think she needs to learn to mellow out a little bit. Maybe she should spend a little time in the widespread weekend next year with me.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be sure to tell her that, Dr.
Hell
Mike.
yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
She's a little uptight.
Take her to further because widespread's just one long song, and you don't need that.
Yeah. Right. All right.
She likes the jam bands.
Thank you for your advice, Dr. Mike. It's always welcome.
Yeah, open invitation to all y'all
to come to Widespread Panic in Colorado.
I'm going to pass on that.
Yeah,
I don't have a UGA hat. Sorry.
That is so resistible. I can't tell you.
I love Dr. Mike, but I hate the music. But I would come for you.
I hate Widespread Panic, Mike.
None of us would go to Widespread Panic if they're playing around the corner.
Do you like that?
I like Widespread.
Eric likes it.
Eric wants to snooze for 3 hours.
Dishing out the hate, but
right. All right. So, Dr. Mike, Nurse Nancy, thank you so much.
No, thank you, Larry.
And we'll see. Happy 4th of July.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Now go blow something up.
What?
Huh?
Fireworks.
Oh,
Fireworks.
You know, in the post 9/11 world, I think you just don't say that.
Blow something up.
I'm talking about fireworks. Always fireworks.
All right, we'll take a pause here, and then when we return, we'll dip in the email bucket, and Sarah Palin will be joining us for some conversation. That's all next.
TRG.
All right, let's open up the email bucket, and then Sarah Palin will call in, and we'll chat with her. That's our agenda.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
That's our agenda here at the Regular Guys Show. We have a mission. Feels good to have a mission, doesn't it?
Yes. It's always good when you have a plan and a mission.
888-9-REGULAR is the number. I don't know why I'm giving it out, because it's the email bucket.
Perhaps somebody will call in and talk about the mail.
Did you get my email, Larry? I didn't like that email.
No, it's just the look on Steve's face distracted me. He's like, I guess that's a good thing.
Yes, so.
Where's your Twitter at?
Regular Guys at Atlanta's Rock Station is the email bucket address. This is from Shelley in Burlington, Iowa.
Oh, debt. Brought to you by McDonald's. Head to McDonald's today and pick up 2 classic Egg McMuffin sandwiches for only $2.50. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
I thought you knew Shelley in Burlington.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, don't read that, Larry. Not going to read what Shelley wrote.
She's listening on the internet. She writes, Petite Tongue Regular Guys, I just had to send a quick note to let you know about something I saw that made me think of you fellas and laugh. I was reading a viewer top 10 list on The Late Show newsletter.
What?
I guess Letterman sends out a letter because he's.
Wait a minute. I don't have to
Letterman.
stay up all night to see the top 10?
No, you just get it on your internet.
Oh, that's going to get so much sleep now.
The topic, you should sign up for the newsletter.
Believe me, I had no idea.
I'm going to. It fits my busy lifestyle. The topic was top 10 least popular toys. One of them was Operation, the Chaz Bono edition. And I just couldn't help laughing thinking of you when you do Chaz Bono.
So that's what dudes do.
We laugh, bust nads.
Busting nads, dude.
A little heavy on the shot this morning, Chaz.
I think out of all the Chaz Bono humor in the country, we're on the vanguard. There's no doubt about it.
Hey, Chaz, you have a little auto-tune in your throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I swallowed it. I got it surgically put in there, and they put it down there so I could, talk better like a dude. Like if in case I miss a dude note, it tunes it back to dude. If I start talking like a chick, dude, it becomes dude.
Hey,
constantly, milliseconds go. See that right there.
Hey, man,
it's tuning me up to dude.
Hey, when Warren Beatty's daughter becomes a dude like yourself, are you guys going to pal around, hang out, do dude stuff?
Heck yeah. That's what dudes do, right?
Hang out at the Home Depot.
Watch Reds.
We're going to watch Reds in the Home Depot bathroom and pick up checks. That's what dudes do, right?
I mean, go there and get building supplies. Dudes build, on weekends they have projects. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't built anything yet. I'm not there yet, man. I'm still learning how to walk, dude.
Get a bunch of bricks in your backyard, make a big
caulk
grill.
gun. You're not a dude.
I'm not ready for that yet, man. I'm still learning how to drink beer.
Okay.
What's your favorite beer?
Koozie. My favorite beer?
Mm-hmm.
Miller Lite.
It's good beer.
With that swirly bottle.
Oh, you like the Vortex.
Yeah, I like the Vortex. It swirls in my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
That's the way dudes like it.
The dudes like it swirled in their mouth.
Yeah.
That's for sure. That's what you got research behind that, Oh, it's so great to be a dude. I'm going to let my balls swing free.
All right, Mike from Minnesota. We've got internet listeners all over the place. Mike from Minnesota writes, I just watched Larry's Aaron Andrews video on YouTube. Genius! I laughed my ass off when you tried pleasuring yourself. Brilliant! I will definitely be telling what I know about it. Awesome! Mike from Minnesota. Everybody in Minnesota will know about Aaron Andrews very shortly. Marcus in Marietta writes, oh, is Sarah Palin on?
Perhaps. Could be. Just start your next one unless it's too scatological.
Yeah. Well.
Skip.
All right, skip that.
I want to class up the joint just a little bit.
That one is to... Oh, here's a good one. Jay in Alpharetta writes, Petite Tongue Regular Guys, I think the logo for Southside Steve's bar that appears on his T-shirts has been swiped.
Oh, no.
From another company.
Oh, you're saying Steve swiped it?
Yeah, Steve swiped it.
Oh, me or them?
From Street Scene Equipment. Go to streetsceneq.com and look at their apparel. And there's a dead ringer for the Southside Steve restaurant logo. All right, we'll get to this controversy later. Because right now, ladies and gentlemen, there's the email bucket zipped up, put away until another time.
And we have to take a break, and then we'll take her when we come back.
All right, regular guys at Atlanta's Rock Station is the email bucket address. We'll talk to Mrs. Palin next. All right, 8889-REGULAR, 9REGULAR, 973-4852. And we'll take your calls on Make the Regular Guys Laugh in just a moment. Just two things stand out from that Sarah Palin interview. The landmark Regular Guys Sarah Palin interview, which will be all over the internet very shortly.
Well, when she announced that she was running for president right here on our show.
Yeah, in
I
case
gotta
you
tell you,
missed it.
that took me by surprise.
We'll replay it tomorrow in case you missed that. Everybody will be talking about it.
What time is she going to be on my show?
Mr. Bortz.
Mr. Bortz. She's not scheduled. Not scheduled. She skipped you.
I could fly out to Gwinnett and get her on my plane.
You could. You could give that a shot.
Buy gold.
What was that?
Buy gold.
Two things stand out. Southside Steve at one point said two brilliant things. He said, "You're the best looking politician in the history of America," which I think
she is.
I think
really
that's
do.
true. I think that's absolutely true. I've never heard it put quite
Certainly
like that.
a little slightly sexier than Bella Abzug.
Slightly. But she, a clear favorite.
Sure.
Secondly, Southside Steve also said, haters hate hate. What was it? What was the quote? Oh, I hate it when haters hate hate. Oh, that was yesterday.
Yeah.
I thought it was in today's.
No,
Okay.
I hate it when haters hate.
Yeah, that's all it is.
You should embrace the hate of the hate.
And then the other thing
hate
that
that.
stood out, and we didn't have time to address this because I didn't want to interrupt her because she was, on her on a roll. But the fact that she mows her own lawn with her baby on her back, I couldn't get that out of my mind.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
I've seen those big green sort of boots, those plastic.
You don't mess with somebody who's willing to do that. I don't know any.
It's like, do you live in a cave? Do you go back to
You see Obama mow my lawn, that might mess up my manicure. And which way was the baby facing? I know it wasn't facing towards the sun. It had to be on her back, looking over her shoulder.
Of course. Watching the.
Oh gosh, we had sunblock.
Come on.
But if that gets out, can you see like all the other politicians wanting to do that to get her street cred? Yeah. Bo Biden, get on my back. But Dad, I'm 40. I don't care. Get on my back. I'm gonna mow the lawn. What?
I tried to get Michelle on, but I got a bad back.
Suddenly, everyone's because you figured there was one politician, right? I don't know who it was.
He had Larry Sinclair on his back while he was mowing, but it was a different. It wasn't the lawn. That's what I hear. I'm sorry.
Never know.
Yes, Eric.
There was.
Hey,
you don't know who it was, but there was one politician who was the first one to pick up a baby and kiss a baby while campaigning. Right?
Who was that?
I don't know. I'm saying you don't know who it was, but then everyone else started doing
Kissing
it. So
babies,
I'm saying you're right. Once they find out if it works, that when you mow the lawn with the baby on your back, every politician is going to jump in.
Yeah. You'll
How
see
cool
it's a
is she,
trend.
man? That's just a cool chick.
That's not just a cool chick.
Well, I mean, I'm just
ran
saying.
for vice president.
Well, I mean, and she's everything that America is. She's attractive. She's smart. She's a conservative. She knows how to fire a weapon. I mean, that's everything you want in a person.
All right, Reds is here, I understand.
Hell yeah, I'm here.
Petitong Reds.
Petitong. Hey, you want to get started?
Yeah, let's hear a joke.
Y'all know what?
Give an example of
All
a
right.
joke.
Here you go. Let me get worked up here. Why is Obamacare like an apple a day?
Why is Obamacare like an? I don't know why.
It'll keep the doctor away.
Get it? Did you get it?
You tied it all in.
It's a twist on an old.
Oh,
that's right. It's a meme.
It's a what?
I don't know.
888-9 regular is the number. 9REGULAR 973-4852. If you have any thought of making the regular guys laugh, any hopes, you get a WWE SmackDown tickets Tuesday, July 6th at Phillips Arena. Also, Crazies on DVD. And tickets to the world premiere, Rock 100.5 world premiere of The Sorcerer's Apprentice. So here we go. Is the dump button ready, Mixmaster Mark?
Banjos and dump button. We're ready to go.
This is Cole in Atlanta, Petitong.
Morning. How How do you know Cleopatra is not a virgin?
How do you know that Cleopatra is not a virgin?
She's a mummy.
I mean, Jason in Atlanta.
Clean.
Yeah.
What's he on, guys?
T-Tong.
Got a joke for you. It's about a year since it's been happened, but what's the difference in Michael?
Too soon.
Adam in in Woodstock.
Teton. What do you call a black guy in a tree holding a briefcase?
Oh, come on.
What is Deborah?
Eddie and Marietta. It's not her fault.
Hey, buddy.
Hey,
You know, we got a Bengal tiger in the Atlanta Zoo. You know what they have in Washington?
Eric and Warner Robins. Eric and Warner Robins.
Eric, come on.
Jason in Kennesaw, Petitong.
Teton, gentlemen.
Make the
what do,
regular slam.
Tornado in Kansas, a hurricane in Florida, and an Alabama divorce all have in common?
Don't know.
Someone's fixing to lose a trailer.
Hey.
Yes, Reds.
You want to hear
please.
another good one?
Yeah.
Rescue us, please.
All right. What would you get if you crossed Albert Einstein with Barack Obama?
Albert Einstein with Barack Obama. I don't know.
E equals MC Hammer.
Reds does racism right.
He certainly does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say. He puts a little glitter on it.
Yeah. Good for you.
Too legit to quit.
Oh, there you go.
That's old Reds.
Trey. Trey in
Hey, how you
Lawrenceville.
So, I don't know if you heard this or not, but they stopped oil spill in the Gulf. Big news. Just happened while y'all were on the news.
Oh, wow.
They put a wedding ring around it, and it stopped putting out.
I said that.
You stole that from Larry Williams.
Yeah.
I think that's Larry's
Sick.
joke.
That is sick. Jason and Marietta.
Hey, Steve, what's the difference between a mosquito and a blonde?
I don't know.
The blonde stops sucking when you slap it.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah.
Michael in Atlanta.
Petitong. Petitong, sir.
T-Tong.
Yep.
Hey, guy walks into his house with a duck under his arm, looks at his wife, says, "This is a pig I've been having sex with." She said, "That's not a pig, it's a duck." He said, "I wasn't talking to you."
Randy and Smyrna. Well, that's old. That's old.
Really
Petitong.
T-Tong.
What do you call a bear without its paw?
A bear without its paw.
Rupert the bastard.
What?
I didn't get that.
That's because you don't have kids.
What do you call a leper in a bathtub?
What, Reds?
Porridge.
Reds is the best. I love Reds.
Sorry, lepers.
He's so red.
Yeah, I've never met a leper, so I can laugh at it.
John in Buford.
Larry, you're fatter than Steve.
What? Say it again.
Said that you're fatter than Steve.
I'm what?
Fatter?
I'm fatter than Steve. Leonard in Atlanta.
4/10.
Morning, guys. Petitong.
T-Tone.
Checking into a hotel recently, and a guy came up behind me and asked the clerk if the porn channel was disabled in his room. She said, "No, it's regular porn, you pervert."
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Tim and Steve laugh. You win, sir.
That's a winner.
Right, fantastic.
Yeah, Leonard, you're going to WWE July 6th at Phillips Arena. Hold on. This is Steve in Kennesaw.
Petitong.
T-Tong.
Hey, I didn't eat McDonald's very much when I was a kid, but I think that's just because my parents never got divorced.
Yeah, just save that for Friday, Steve Haig, intern.
Is that our intern?
Yes.
Yes. Dude,
And
you
don't
can't
ever
win
tell
prizes.
a joke in my bar either.
Is that your stand-up?
Just a little something.
Trying out a new joke.
Try it. Well, it fails.
It has potential.
Okay, I might have heard
It is
this
a
one
funny
on the
joke.
regular guys. Let me
I
tell
didn't
it
get
again
it.
here.
I didn't get. What was it?
He didn't.
I didn't eat at McDonald's when I was a kid because my parents weren't divorced.
I don't get
He
it.
thinks that maybe that's why. I could see it working in a pattern or a routine. It's not a call-up joke.
I don't get it at all.
Like you drop off your kids, you do the switch in a McDonald's parking lot, and while you're there, you eat.
That's kind of how.
I can't relate, I guess.
You see, your parents weren't divorced either, so you don't know the lifestyle that goes on. McDonald's is quite often the exchange place.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Dad's done
See, I
with the
didn't know
weekend.
that.
You meet at McDonald's.
Tell you what, Ronald McDonald's a better cook than my mom, because if it was a choice between going to McDonald's or cooking bacon and throwing it on newspaper, going, we're having BLTs, I'll take McDonald's.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that. See, Tim, that's why Tim loved the joke.
Even the famous ones like Britney Spears, when she, all the time you would hear that she would drop off, she would meet that dancer guy.
Jaden Schmaden and Caden at the...
Well, they can't read. They only recognize logos. That's what.
Right. Wait, where that M looks golden. Okay. Tony in Atlanta.
Hey, you got a girl, dad's from Mexico, and a mom is from Ghana. What would her name be?
Dad from Mexico, mama from Ghana. What?
Gonorrhea.
Hey.
Reds, please.
Yes, Reds.
What did the Jewish pedophile say to the kid?
What did the Jewish pedophile say to the kid? I don't know.
Want some candy?
Oh.
I don't know, Reds.
Why is he going blue? Why is he going
I screwed up the punchline.
he's working Yiddish now, Reds.
No, the punchline is, you want to buy some candy?
Oh, I got it.
You want to buy
some candy, right?
He screwed it up.
Because he's Jewish.
Sorry, Reds. I still laugh.
I thought Joey Bishop stepped in.
Why do you want to buy some candy? Hi, man. Hi, man. You want to buy some candy?
I was having a Catskills playing.
Let me hear a redneck trying to be a Jewish person. I get this once in a while.
Didn't we do this when John Rocker did the Hanukkah
song?
song?
So good.
Dreidel.
Dreidel, I made you out of clay, and when you're dry and ready, with Dreidel I will play.
No, John's thing was he'd always put in "use guys."
Yeah, use guys.
This is like New York, New Jersey.
Use guys. Jimmy and Villarica.
Hey, what's better than winning the
Come on now, man. That ain't even funny.
That ain't right.
I don't think he's allowed to listen for a week.
Tony and Kennesaw.
Hey, guys, what do you call a homosexual Mexican?
What?
A señorita.
I gotta give him that one.
Señorita. That makes no sense when you think
you
of
laugh at anything that has the word Mexican.
I know it, damn it.
When you break it down, it doesn't make any sense.
That was funny.
What does gay and senior have?
Could be a guy, senior.
Guy's senior. Could be a younger guy. Why would that make? I don't know. Anyway, I laughed, and that doesn't. Tony, you're. I don't know. You got some prize. Hold on, dude.
Hey, all right.
Hey,
Yeah, Reds.
what do you ask a man who just converted to Islam?
What?
Have you started beating your wife?
And there it is. Make the regular guys laugh. America's most slanted and biased newscast, the news Sprint, is next with Von Hessler.
I'm not asking, I'm telling you.
It's Eric Von Hessler with the News Sprint.
Nancy Pelosi, you're fired.
It covers America, covers the whole wide world, just does it a little bit quicker. It is the News Sprint, and it looks like heavyweights Vermont Senator Pat Leahy and Alabama's Jeff Sessions are going to kick off the questioning in the second day of confirmation hearings for Supreme Court nominee Elena Kagan.
Are you just going to ask her flat out, do you like communism? Let's just cut to the chase.
She did everything she could yesterday to say that she's right down the center, right down the middle. She's going to be impartial. She says, I've got an ideology, but when you go to the court, you got to kind of leave that behind.
Right, yeah.
Balls and strikes, call them as you see them, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, la, la, la.
There are Republicans who are not buying it.
Our constitutional duty of advice and consent is imperative and should not be taken lightly, and I plan not to take it lightly as well.
I didn't say they were interesting. I just said that they do, in fact.
He doesn't take it lightly, but he's going to vote yes for her anyway.
Yeah, that's the Scott Brown.
Yeah, well, he's going to vote yes. They're all going to vote yes. It's going to sail through. Unfortunately, when this woman is clearly an obese charlatan of the law. That's what I'm calling her, the obese charlatan of the law, the OCL. She doesn't know.
I believe Justice Learned Hand had a bit of a weight problem. I don't think it's necessarily going to keep you from getting on the court.
Okay, the obese learned hand. She clearly has a lot of social problems. I mean, she's a social outcast. She doesn't get dates.
Nobody. You say nobody likes her? What are you saying?
No, nobody.
Is she like Rudolph the Red-Nosed
Justice
Reindeer?
Ginsburg at least had a husband, may he rest in peace.
Yes.
She hooked up once or twice. This chick has never hooked up with any dude.
How do you know that?
Hey, she's never mothered a child. How can you preside over the law of the land? How can you begin to understand the Constitution when you've never gotten with a dude? You're a chick, or you're a dude who's never gotten with a chick.
How could you understand the Constitution if you've been the Solicitor General of the United States trying cases in front of the Supreme Court?
This sounds like sarcasm over here.
Yeah, it does sound like sarcasm.
No, I'm with you. I don't want a virgin in a robe, man.
No.
No way.
No.
No way.
No Supreme Court justice should be a virgin.
David Souter was a virgin.
There's a problem right there. Why didn't we learn from him? He's horrible. He
kept the gay at bay, and when he turned 60, he wanted to go get frisky.
It's like, why don't you just appoint a Keebler elf? This is the Supreme Court. This is
well,
not.
she did. Now, Tim brings up a good point.
It's not the
She has
minor
argued
leagues.
cases for years in front of the Supreme Court.
Doesn't
it's not
matter.
like she's not familiar with the building or anything. She's
And
not
she
that
lost.
much.
And she was horrible.
Wow.
Have you ever heard her argue in front of the Supreme Court? She sounds like she's running for student government. She can't put two sentences together. She just regurgitates lingo that she heard in her law books. That's all. Come on, let's be realistic. You got to have a well-rounded person. People have actually done stuff, tried cases. If they're legal professionals, they should have some, judge background, some legal background.
I think that's the best of all worlds. You put somebody up there that's been on all sides of it.
Yeah.
That's been a defense lawyer, that's been a prosecutor,
Maybe
that's been
run a
solicitor.
business, God forbid.
Well,
and maybe a business that went under, so they know what it's all about.
Yeah. Anyone in government has run a business.
Run a strip club. I'd like to see,
I know how to do that.
I'd like to see a Supreme Court justice who once ran a strip club.
Yeah.
I don't think that would make it past your Republican friends, I gotta say.
Why not? This flaming communist does. It's just amazing to me that a strip club owner can't has no hope becoming a Supreme Court justice, but this flaming anti-business
I
communist.
love how she's a communist when she's pro-business and she does things that screw people. That's
I'm
not
not arguing about that.
anti-business. Well, it's true.
Whatever.
She's a communist.
Well, she is.
She's not, Larry.
All right.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know her.
You can visualize her, though, with the square.
I know I heard that
rockets.
on Glenn Beck yesterday, but she is not. She hates freedom.
Okay.
Unless you're a business.
Whatever stripe she comes, whatever you want to call her, she's anti-Constitution. It's clear in her writings or rantings or ravings.
I have to admit, I have not gone over her writings. I just assume. I just assume she's going to get on. And
just be happy all the Republicans are young. That's what I am.
Well, that's the thing. Oh, she's pretty young.
No, but I'm talking about like Roberts and those guys. They're young enough. They're not going anywhere, so we're safe.
Yeah, but you want to replace the old timers. Like, who's going to...
Like, as people say, the reason she's going to slide through or just glide through is because it's not going to change the balance of the court. She's a liberal, is being replaced by a liberal, and it's not going to change the balance
I
of
know,
opinions.
but you can't... You got to play for it. You got to try to get all of the seats you can. You just can't play it that way, or else, you're setting the recipe for doom in the future. You get if the stars align right... look at what they said yesterday. They said that the Second Amendment is the law of the land. You have a right to a gun. Good news, right?
Yes.
Bad news, it was 5-4. So there's 4 people who don't believe in the Second Amendment on the Supreme Court.
That's scary.
we're on the
Now, hold on. Let's be more
edge.
specific. There's 4 people who don't believe the federal government can overrule the states.
Okay, let's not...
Which is... Hold on. No, let's not talk about what it really is. That's what it was. And they were right, but that's the point. The point is, if she was on this court, it would have come out the same way, 5-4. So that's why nobody...
But you one of those dudes dies.
He is right. Larry is right, because she is anti-gun. I will say that.
Yeah, she's anti... She was talking about book... It's okay to make laws to ban books because they'll never be enforced anyway.
Well, that's why you got to pay attention to presidential races, because once people get in there, they appoint the people.
Suckers. Hey, we voted against.
Right. I don't know why you're telling me that. I understand. I'm just saying.
Did you?
No, I'm going to go back to that old thing. He won, so you just put her in there.
You just can't. But you can't give up. He's not a dictator. You can't give up and just say, "Well, she's going to win anyway." Just let her. You got to stand up for what you believe in. These guys have no balls. It's frightening.
But the only reason the Senate has to turn people away is like they find out that they're mentally unstable or something. It's not enough just to disagree with them.
That's not wrong.
They can, but it's
that's
never
why
been
Robert Bork got. He wasn't mentally unstable. He was a constitutional scholar.
And I would argue that was wrong. So why would you copy that? It was wrong what they did to Bork. Don't you agree?
So. No,
I think so. Absolutely.
I think they were wrong about him, but their procedure, they followed the law. They voted their conscience. They said, "I don't like this guy. He's scary," and they They organized themselves and they stood up for what they believe in. I don't agree with it, but I admire them for standing up. Now, why can't we do that? Stand up for what we believe in. We believe in the Constitution. She doesn't. Grill her, question her, and say, look, she doesn't pass muster. Get her out of there. And you may not win, but at least you're voting your conscience.
Well, it's only day 2. Perhaps that'll happen today.
These guys are such...
Wish. I'm sure Mitch McConnell and his ugly face will be on the news all afternoon.
Yeah, he will. And then in the final analysis, he'll cave in and he'll vote yes, just to get along. And that's where the pickle we're in now. We've gotten along.
There'll be a lot of no votes. I don't think she's going to... I think there'll be like 40 no votes or something like that.
Next time, I'm going to nominate a deer.
Yeah.
First animal on the Supreme Court?
That's right.
They have rights.
They do. Who's going to look out for the animal rights? It's not an actual animal.
A gay deer.
A gay deer.
Oh, why not? From Mexico.
Even better.
I want to get to this audio of this guy collapsing at a Joe Biden event, but I'm waiting for Mark to get back. So I'll move forward to say that in this Blagojevich trial that's going on in Chicago, the former governor who allegedly tried to sell Obama's Senate seat, it's coming out now that apparently during the consideration, Senator Oprah Winfrey was a real consideration for quite a few days.
Why not?
I don't know what her value system is or anything like that.
Well, she's the kingmaker. She made Obama.
Yeah.
We know she's a Democrat. We know she's for Obama.
Right.
He sounds like Herman from Dunwoody to me there on those tapes. Blago.
At least he agrees with me. That's the reason Obama's president is because of Oprah. That's the most powerful woman in the world.
She's so up there, so high, that nobody can assail this pick. This would be huge.
She would fit right in. I mean, you got Senator Al Franken. I don't think she would be a good senator at all, but what are good senators? There are none. She would fit in. She has expertise in nothing except being a TV girlfriend for lesbians. That's it. That's it. She lectures women on how to raise babies. She ain't raised no babies herself. She lectures women on how to look good. She looks like hell. She lectures women on how to diet. She's fat as a fire truck.
I'm up and down like everybody else.
She endorses this book. She can't read. She's dyslexic. Hair there, hoo-ha.
She could have moved out after the 5th or 7th.
Yeah, she could have, but she didn't. She was a kid, Steve. No, come on.
Yeah, she could have just ran down the street.
Always have to take a good idea and ruin it.
Sorry. Actually, honest to God, I did not know the age. I apologize.
All right, just sit back and relax.
Steve Rickman on the record apologizing for his rape jokes.
No.
You are the worst person on this show today.
Do I have that audio?
Not to be a douchebag.
Now, I know that I'd have never seen Vice President Joe Biden speak. I'd imagine it's a bit of a snooze. And you can go woozy. And that's exactly what happened yesterday.
It's not snooze, Erica. My message is very clear to people. You got to be patriotic and pay your taxes. It's patriotic, pay your taxes. Don't be a smart ass with taxes. It's a message everybody likes. I don't see why anybody falls asleep on talking about how great taxes are.
And how patriotic.
Patriotic.
Well, this Jim Campbell is the president and CEO of GE's Appliances and Lighting Division. And when the president or vice president's talking, you got these dignitaries sitting on stools behind him. Well, in the middle of it, this guy just fell off his stool.
The country that doesn't innovate stagnates. It's that. Oh. We have a doctor here.
Oh. They tell him to get up and say hello to everybody.
Stand up, Wheels.
Stand up.
God love you.
Oh, God love you. Oh, you're fainted. All right, call 911 now. I'm in charge now. Okay. All right, here's what I want you to do. All right, break down this podium. We're done.
This is happening a lot. Petraeus fainted in front of Congress a couple weeks ago.
I like how Biden takes on the role of he's not only the speaker, he's the organizer now. All right, get that, while you're at it, get that deli tray out. Make sure we have plenty of custard. Get a doctor. Let's get some more custard in here.
We need some more coffee.
And let's get a photo op on the Gulf with the oil. Let's do it right now. What was he talking about? If we don't innovate, we will stagnate.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, this really the most...
that's why the government is taking GE over, and they're going to force innovation on
because only they can innovate. Meanwhile, I'm very concerned about the incandescent bulb. I was over the weekend. I was a mouse.
Suck.
I was a mouse. No, they don't suck. What I'm saying is, I'm concerned that they will go away. They're good and they're cheap, and we're going to be stuck with these mercury-filled CFLs. I was a mouse click away from buying a pallet of incandescent bulbs.
I'm very close to it myself.
Yeah.
I have not changed some of the bulbs. I have one bulb in my office, and usually there's slots for 6 in the whole office. Because I only have one that is incandescent. The rest are those Al Gore light bulbs. There's
I don't
plenty
want
of them,
those.
and I just cannot stand those things.
Do you know by law?
They give me a headache.
Do you know by law? Yeah, they flicker, and by law, you're supposed to take them once they're done, and they're not
they
getting.
last 1,000 years.
Well, they don't last. No, they're last. Some people are getting like 6 months out of them. They're all over the map with how long they last. We've been lied to, and now they've been mandated. I don't know what to do. Some people are saying buy pallets of light bulbs so you have them.
Where do you put them?
I don't know. It's a good question. My porch. Let the hounds have them. I don't know.
It's raining. Cover the light bulbs.
But I'm trying to get these bulbs, and I don't know what to do because by law you have to take the newfangled Al Gore light bulbs with mercury in them, and you have to take them to a center, a disposal center. You can't throw them in the garbage by law.
Right.
Now that doesn't mean that nobody's going to follow the law.
But
we
the
know
law
that.
is there.
The law is there, and if you're caught, you can get some mercury scandal going. It's just so crazy.
It's the year 2010. I just don't believe in any technology where lights have to warm up. In the year 2010, you should turn on the light switch and you just get full power because that's the way it was in 1964 when I was born. Therefore, in the year 2010, you should be able to turn on the lights and they're just on. But these things, they take like 5 minutes to actually come to full power. And then when they come to full power, they're not pleasant either.
Yeah.
There was a group of kids coming through our neighborhood saying that those bulbs, our regular ones, are bad. And I think they were a Little League team and they were selling the new light bulbs.
Oh, yeah. Well, those new light bulbs are all you're going to be able to get very soon.
The streets.
Let me see your baseball bat, kid. I'll tell you where it's going next.
The one kid said they suck. I'm like, man.
They are the incandescent bulb, the Edison bulb.
It was brilliant.
Right. In all ways. I'm scared to death.
What was bad with our old bulb? I mean, do I not know? Is there something wrong
supposedly
with it?
this new one lasts longer, so you don't throw them out as much.
Saves energy, but it's
save energy, and
it's dimmer and it's more dangerous. That's all. It's a step backward. So so you're saying I should buy the bulbs?
I would
stock up. How many should I buy? 1,000? I was going to buy 1,000. Seriously,
I mean, you got to have enough for a good long time.
Well, you're laughing now, but Chucklehead,
I know you're assuming the president won't get reelected, but what if he is? So you got to get a supply through 2016.
Oh my God!
In case he is reelected, before you get somebody in there who repeals these laws.
You think they'll repeal it at some point? There's so many laws to repeal.
There's going to be a massive national epidemic of migraines if this is the only light bulb being used in the country.
Yeah. And mercury poisoning.
Well, only if you break them.
Yeah, well, that's easily done.
Well, I got a mini warehouse. If you want to buy a bunch, you can store them.
There we go.
When do you have to be fully switched over?
You don't have to be.
It's just a matter of whether you can find them.
They just won't be making them.
Yeah.
You can have them if you can make them to the regulations. But
Just get some copper wire, some solder, and glass. You can make your own, Steve. Cottage industry.
I like it. But when Little League kids are coming through my neighborhood selling bulbs instead of candy,
well, kids are always the greenest and most ignorant.
Whatever they can steal, I guess.
How do you make a light bulb? Can you buy? I'd like to buy the equipment to make light bulbs.
Difficult.
It's not easy.
I don't know. I mean, people do it now.
Well, you have to have filaments. I know that.
Yeah, it's copper. It's really thin copper.
You know what? It might be a good idea. That might be a good business. Just sell black market, make and sell black market light bulbs.
You can buy the bottom of the light bulb. You can recycle that, melt the glass off, and just reuse it.
And I found out another thing with the cigarette taxes being as high as they are. They're predicting, experts in the field are predicting, that there will be a growing black market for crack nicotine, which is nicotine, free-based, and boiled down to like such potency that it could kill you with 2 drops on your skin.
How much?
$100 for 2 drops. This is going to happen because of the cigarette taxes. Now, can you imagine people shooting each other over light bulb wars?
Well, it's like that commercial that I can't seem to understand what the editorial point of view is with the Green Police to that Cheap Trick song. Are they making fun of it? Are they endorsing it? I don't. But it really isn't accurate. The Green Police, where people are getting busted and taken out of their homes for not recycling.
That was in the Super Bowl.
No, but they still play. You see,
they still play it?
They still play, and it's a car. I don't know what
it's
the
for
vehicle,
Audi,
right?
Yeah.
And I can't tell what the editorial point of view is because it's a great parody of what's going on in this country. But then they say buy our product because we're the best at it. So I don't quite understand it. But we really are going there. We're going to have like a green police because I don't know if
they're there already.
Are they
don't
just
come to your door
bullying
yet.
companies into stopping making those old light bulbs, or is there some sort of legislation that
They have
says
regulations
by
galore.
X date you can't make that?
They have like 50 pages of regulations on how a light bulb should be made. How many pages does it take to screw in a light bulb? 50.
I used to buy all my light bulbs from handicapped people who would call me on the phone, and for some reason they sold light bulbs.
Yeah, the blind.
And they were
sell
great.
Light bulbs on the phone. So why would I buy light bulbs from you? You're blind. You can't tell if they're good. I mean, if you were deaf, I would buy them, but not if you're blind. That doesn't make any sense. And I hung up. And they keep calling. And then it was light bulbs.
They were
for
good
the
light bulbs, pal. I bought quite a few.
I got light bulbs for the retarded. Was another thing. That's what I'm not being derogatory. They actually said we're selling light bulbs to help retarded children, and I'm one of them. And,
Was that in the 70s?
No, it was like in the late 80s.
Yeah.
There was a whole bunch of.
That's when I was buying the handicap ones. There must have been a lot of different. There must have been.
Yeah,
got scammed.
Yeah,
No, I got the light bulbs, and they had the handicap symbol on top.
Yeah.
The only problem there is that when that was the only light that was on, it was kind of like a Batman signal on my ceiling. It was kind of a weird thing where I'd have a wheelchair handicap thing on my ceiling.
I said to one gal,
Christopher Reeve shows up at your house.
I said to one gal, no offense, I mean, but why would I buy? I mean, I can get light bulbs cheaper right next door at the supermarket. Why would I buy? Well, because I'm handicapped and it helps me. I said, that's nice, but I mean, who makes the bulbs? We do. You make the bulbs.
Yeah.
So, well, why don't you just sell them at the grocery store? Why don't you, if they're...
The reason to buy was to support the fact that handy-capable people
I know, but
are doing a job. They're going to work every day, and they're not
That's fine
on welfare or whatever.
That's fine when it comes to pretzels, but, light bulbs require a sense of engineering that I don't get from this person.
We are out of time for right now. If you want more of this nonsense, go to regularguys.com. Click on the News Jog tab at the top of the page there, and you'll find links to stories we did. You'll find links to stories we didn't do. There's plenty more news. There's no more news sprint. We're done.
All right, the final caller of the show will be sought after next. You can be it at 888-9-REGULAR, 973-4852. Final caller of the show gets the Crazies. It's about crazy people.
I would imagine. Is it a documentary?
It's about people who make light bulbs. On DVD in stores today. Plus, passes to the Rock 100.5 premiere of The Sorcerer's Apprentice. Final caller, 888-9-REGULAR. Plus, Mixmaster Mark will award the douchebag of the show, and that's all next. 888-9-REGULAR, 973-4852. 9REGULAR. If you want to be the final caller of the show, get in line, get in the queue for consideration. Coming up this week, we'll play Roman Candle Steve for its formerly Independence Day weekend, now called 4th of July. Craigslist Confidential has a hiccup fetish for you that you won't want to miss with Sebastian. Sebastian Douchkowitz Davis.
Oh, yes.
I have a feeling we may not be hearing from him ever again today on the show. He just disappeared. He didn't have any douchebag points today. It's unusual. What is he? Is he?
He's not here because
his jury duty.
Oh, he has jury duty today? Mm-hmm. I thought I saw him briefly.
He was here quickly and then he ran off.
Okay.
But had to come in.
How would you like to be judged by Seabass?
No, he won't make it past the first round.
What's that slogan? I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried out by 6.
Yes.
Who says that? Gun rights people say that all. I'd rather be judged by
12 than carried by 6.
In Seabass's case, I'd rather be carried out by 6 than judged by 12.
Well, he won't get
with
past
him
the please state your place of residence.
It's complicated.
It's a situation. I might be willing to join your side for a little sequestering.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Are we sequestered?
Here's my prediction. Seabass becomes the first candidate for jury duty that actually winds up getting his own trial while he's there. Wait a minute.
That's right, Larry. I showed her my gag
Wait a minute.
rule. Yeah, come on.
Our records show that you're wanted on rape eyes charges.
He may be the first person to make more money during jury duty than he would in his real full-time job.
He is going to get $25 for today.
Is that right?
For going.
Yeah, thank you, Gary Lewis.
It's pretty Pretty lucrative. Also, Regular Guy Squares and How to Get Rich with the boys from Oxygen Financial this week on the Regular Guy Show.
Stop by the bank at lunch. Big day.
Yeah, just do this. 8889 Regular 9 REGULAR. This is RJ in Duraville, Petitong.
Teton to you guys. How you guys doing?
Good. What's going on?
I just wanted to pick a bone with Steve, and not that kind of bone. Was at his power lunch a month ago. Read the tattoo off the girl, won the prize, never got my prize.
Kaysen in Conyers, Petitong.
Teton, gentlemen.
What's going on?
I just wanted to correct him about light bulbs. They're actually made from tungsten, not copper.
Tungsten.
Oh, okay.
That's the metal.
Sorry.
Tungsten. The filaments are made of tungsten.
Yeah, and he sounded so confident about it. It sounded like a douchebag point moment for me.
I agree. That's a Mixmaster
God.
Mark put that in the
Crippling defeat.
douchebag. Do you make light bulbs yourself? Are you in the business?
No.
Well, then what the hell do you know?
There's got to be some home light bulb making equipment available that we can purchase and make some.
You make beer at home. You ought to be able to make light bulbs.
Exactly.
Ice cream, make it home.
Right.
Some idiot once told me he bought a chewing gum machine, made chewing gum at home.
Who was that?
I can't remember who that was.
Some
really? Moron?
Some idiot made homemade gum?
Yeah, as if it's not available.
Who did something stupid like that? Homemade gum. Why would you just buy it at the store?
I think it was during the great chewing gum shortage of the 2004.
The Hubba Bubba.
Did you do
Remember
that,
the
Steve?
Hubba Bubba
No,
incident?
I think the story I heard, I think the daughter wanted to do it, and then the father took over, and then it became a disaster or something.
What idiot would
Are you guys talking about him? Because I don't know about that. I'm assuming you're talking about Larry.
Yes, as a family activity, Larry
The
Wax
wax
once
gum.
decided to make his own chewing gum, which I
Yes.
think is kind of cute.
Well, my daughter wanted to make. Right, you were the one who wanted to make the gum.
It was all
right?
you, yes.
Yeah, she was, 5?
Did it taste terrible? It must have tasted awful.
Steve's just jealous because he'll never enjoy childhood.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying it through Larry.
Yeah, we wanted to make homemade gum. Mixmaster Mark, turn on that microphone. That's all right. Good timing.
She can just yell.
Just scream. Yes, we make gum! How old were you? Why is the microphone not on?
I was 8.
8,
Hey,
right.
okay.
And
I got like a kit for Hanukkah. It was like one of those ones you buy at Michael's. They're really cheap.
yeah, Michael.
Well, we know he didn't spend money on it.
It was like $20.
Oh, you going through the line and said, I'll get her this too.
Now,
Well, no,
what
she
night-
wanted
that's
it.
got to be the dead night, the night you get the chewing gum machine.
What happened that night? We made the gum, right?
Yeah, and it was fun because we got some together time. But
Mhm.
it didn't taste good. It was like hard as a rock.
It was bad. Yeah, it was not good gum. And I was so mad. I said, I spent $20
for gum.
For gum, I could have spent like a nickel on that.
For bad gum. For $20
Yeah.
you could have gotten.
So I threw out the whole thing, and I gave the rubber to some immigrant who patched his raft for his family. And
So good was done.
yeah, in the end.
More together time.
This is Michael in Atlanta, Petitong.
Petitong, sir.
Yes, what's going on?
I wanted to continue the discussion about light bulbs.
Yeah.
Want to let you know, first off, I'm a garbage man, and nobody's recycling these light bulbs at all.
Right. It's just a stupid law. Nobody's going to want to take their bulbs to a recycling center.
Exactly. I was wondering if any of you knew the damages that the mercury can do to you.
I'm aware of some of them. Enlighten me.
I'm just asking the question. I'm out here throwing these things away. I was wondering if my babies would be born deformed or...
I don't know.
So you don't know. You genuinely don't know the answer.
Well, I know they
would
don't.
imagine
They
you'd have
never
to be-
want mercury in fish. They never want these environmentalists hate mercury in your fish and your water and your lakes and your streams. But it's okay to put in your bulb where it could break, and God knows what happens.
I just don't see how the future is fluorescent bulbs. To me, that says 1955.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would stock. You know what? Today I'm going to stock up.
Supposedly cheaper and they last longer.
But they give you migraines.
They're not cheaper. They don't last longer.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't give off good light. And plus, they flicker. They give you headaches. Plus, the mercury. It's not a step forward for anybody except the companies that get the government money.
Candle.
I like
Right.
yellowish light in my house. I don't like that white, blinding white.
Your light
crap.
bulb shouldn't vibrate and affect your TV either.
No, not at all. Wayne in Tequila, Petitong.
Podcast Petite Ton, guys.
Podcast Petite Ton to you.
Our family was at Piedmont Park for the Peachtree Junior a couple weeks ago, and after the race, my wife slipped away to shop at the vendors at the front of the park. She came back a little later with some Holy Land olive oil. It was labeled from Palestine. And I was just wondering if you think maybe she came back supporting the terrorist over there, Hamas or somebody.
I would imagine
Yes.
there's a possibility of that.
Did it say Genco on it? Because if so, you're supporting organized crime.
I don't know if it had Genco on. I just distinctly remember it had Palestine on it.
Who is
Obviously,
selling
it's,
this? Who is selling olive oil at Piedmont Park?
It was a
George Michael?
Arab-looking man. After we walked back by, and I was trying to get her
That's
money
George
back.
Michael. That's George Michael. He's
always in the park.
He uses the oil for cooking and
Other
bush
things.
activity. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, from Palestine. They don't make it. I didn't think they made any products. There is no real Palestine.
Don't they have an industrial district?
I don't know. I've never been.
Yeah, they have a place where they have rock removing equipment.
Yeah.
And rubble picking up.
I don't know the answer, Wayne.
I don't Gauze think that they factory.
I would assume that she is supporting terrorism. Yes.
Okay, well, I'll make her throw it away.
I won't
Please.
even pay for falafels. Hey,
Yeah.
it's too late.
Yeah,
You've already
use it. Why
supported-
waste
use
it?
it now.
Olive
You've
oil's
already given the
expensive.
money.
No. I would pour it. I would pour it out on a. I would light.
Careful, Wax.
I know. Yeah.
We don't want a big meeting.
I was thinking of ways to do violence with olive oil, but it's so
Hey,
stupid. Just throw it in
If
the
I could
garbage.
barbecue with it, that probably would work.
Holy Land Olive Oil is proud to be the first to import Palestinian olive oil into the U.S. Their mission is to create and sustain a permanent market for Palestinian
Terrorism.
farmers. Exactly.
Does it have terrorism crossed out and then Palestine?
It does. And then LOL.
Wayne, you're the final caller of the show, sir.
Well, thank you.
You win the prize. Hold on. All right, there's that, and now this. Mixmaster Mark, who is the douchebag of the show?
Honorable mention to a company, to the owners and regulators, moderators of Facebook for letting Rape Eyes back on their site. I saw today that it popped up. Would you like to be friends with Sebastian Rape Eyes Davis? Of course, I'm like,
Seabass got his Facebook
yeah,
page back?
he's back on Facebook.
He just made a new one.
Yeah, he probably just made a new one.
Well, so I'll give it about 3 weeks, but
So much for the enforcement of the law.
Yeah, but that's
Facebook.
Honorable mention. But douchebag of the show today goes to someone. We do this job, and we've done a very good job of staying focused. And there's a lot going on in the studio. People in and out of the door the whole time. Power goes off all the time. Computers shut down. And it doesn't really break everybody's concentration, but if you hear the slight tapping of a hammer, it really throws off your game.
There's been a recall from Walmart barbecue chicken
Wait,
pizzas.
hold on a second.
Don't buy it.
I'm not finished putting together this platform.
Of what?
Who the hell's hammering? Jesus. All right, go ahead. Somebody's hammering.
No one else hears it, Larry.
No, we're listening.
He threw you off the rest of the news job. We had to go to commercial to get your attention back. So, Larry, for being the professional who easily gets distracted, douchebag of the show today. Congratulations.
Somebody was hammering.
I guess that's the only part of the show Mark listened to.
Yeah, really.
I didn't catch it. Well, Steve didn't say much today, so I didn't have much for
Yeah,
him.
but when he
I know
did,
is
it was
that-
worthless.
All I know.
Steve had
You gave
nothing.
me the greatest statement to Sarah
It
Palin.
was a good
that's
statement
true.
you
Yeah,
gave. Yeah,
that's
Steve got
true.
props more than once.
Wait a minute. I get negative douchebag
you
points.
You can't get negative
Hold
points
on.
for doing
hold
a good
on.
job.
Let me finish.
He
Stop
went above and
interrupting
beyond.
me. Stop interrupting. I'm
Aren't
tired
you
of being
supposed to
interrupted.
accept-
I'm tired of being interrupted.
Aren't you just supposed to
I
accept
get
the
a hammer?
award?
I think you are.
I can make an appeal once in a
Okay,
while.
okay.
I mean, I accept
Appeal
that,
to the judges.
I accept that douchebag point, but I think I get negative douchebag points for giving Sarah Palin a political orgasm. She was right.
She responded very well to your sloganeering suggestion.
Right, and she went like that.
Let's just put it into bigger perspective. Yesterday, Mr. Syndicated Douchebag got 5 minutes with her. We got 18. So who did she like better?
Who are you speaking of?
Oh, you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Right.
Okay.
I think I get negative douchebag points for making her
I don't think you get negative
gasp
douchebag.
in delight.
Good job. Great. Everyone's proud of you. I don't think it's negative douchebag.
So you say you come out even?
Had the hammer gone off during the middle of the interview, would that have thrown you off?
Yes.
Or would you have continued
Miss
to give her a
Palin, please,
political
hold on a moment.
gasm?
Who's hammering in your hotel room? God, make them stop.
I heard a lot of hammering.
I heard hammering in your room.
Oh, gosh. Be a professional.
You heard it, right, Tim?
Sarah Focus.
You heard it, right?
Yeah, I heard it. That's what Mark.
I didn't hear it, and one thing I know about senility at first is people start complaining about sounds and smells that no one else can.
Do you taste?
Somebody turn off those hammers.
Shut up.
Do you consistently have the taste of pennies in your mouth? You may be having a stroke.
Yes, I do.
Who's eating oranges?
Who's serving me pennies?
Who stole my strawberry?
All right, I'm the
Take the
douchebag.
award and be proud of it, damn it.
I am. Thank you for the Ed Hardy energy drink.
And Steve, wake up tomorrow. I need somebody to give me some more.
It sucks.
Points.
Non sequitur, very funny. It's all good.
What's that?
Nothing.
So crazy.
What are you doing?
I gotta clean my phone in the
phone.
middle of the show.
What are you doing? Seriously.
We're done talking. And,
cleaning your phone in the middle.
It's phone cleaning time.
With a piece of notebook paper.
I'm just using a sheet of paper that I was going to throw away. So
Isn't
I'm
there a
making good
time
use
for
of it.
that? Isn't there like a...
I think this time works good for my schedule.
It's good for your schedule.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
we're done.
It looks like
I'm so
it
happy.
looks like he's cleaning a gun. He's taking his cell phone apart.
Taking little parts apart. Yeah, just making good use of my time over
I think
here.
I'm gonna floss.
I don't think you've ever done that. That'd be a first.
Really? You think?
I don't know. Your breath's bad.
My breath's always bad because I smoke and drink a lot of coffee.
Okay.
But I can brush my teeth tomorrow.
Are we still on the air?
I think we are.
I
My
find it
mic's
hard to
still hot.
believe. I find it hard to believe.
What? I find it hard to believe that you shut down the show over hammering.
Southside Steve, douchebag of the show
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you very much,
Thank
buddy.
you. Wait for it. There it is.
Because Larry's got to get his
Jesus.
way. Give him his
my
way.
God. I'm
Kiss
not
up to
cleaning my
Larry.
phone with paper in the middle of the show and interrupting
So
with
what?
non sequiturs. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
finally you got it in there. There you go. I'm glad you're happy.
Douchebag of the show. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Here's the Ed Hardy drink.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Is this amyl nitrate? What is this?
It's Ed Hardy
I'll
power
take the
drink.
Ed Hardy amyl nitrate.
You can have it.
All right, that's all the time we have for today because we have to clean our phones.
No, it's clean
We'll
now.
be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. with a brand new episode of The Regular Guys Show. Until then, this is Larry Wax, Southside Steve Rickman, Senator Von Hessler, and Campbell's Chunky Tim Andrews saying, Petitong, everybody, please, please do not step on the down power lines.
Tell us the reason why!
We'll talk to you tomorrow.